OBASEKI na the man. We know forward ever, backward never. Naibu self na the man. We know Edo must move forward. Move forward. Backward never. No comparative. Move forward. Backward never. Forward ever. Backward never. OBASEKI na the man. We know forward ever. Backward never. Shahibu self na the man. We know Edo must move forward. Move forward. Backward never. Comparative. Move forward. Backward never. Hey, they call me franchise. Without production. Yeah.
Thank you, my people. Here we are again on another edition. Today, I just want to talk about most of the reasons. I just want to be my searchlight, a swipe on the issues at hand. My people, I won't forget to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. For some time now, many of our people don't divest. They say they want development, they want dividend of democracy. But the whole thing can make me confused in a way. A lot of people in Nigeria, they Benin. These people where they Benin, they know they agitate, whether na fear or na shame or na shyness, na not make them they talk. The whole thing can fall on people who did diaspora. Now the people who did diaspora, they agitate, now then they shout, say they want development. They want make OBASEKI perform. They want make OBASEKI give them a lot of things. But me, I not the lie. The thing can't get as it be. In the sense that it can't be like say people who did diaspora, they don't see development. It can't be like say they not go school or they don't know what thing they happen for the whole nation or the whole world at this present time. The thing shocked me. It can't be say those who did diaspora, the thing can't prove say they're not there educated, they're not civilized much. The fact say they developed country. People who did Edo, they not the shout say they want development. I've been there because they never come overseas, made them see what how it's supposed to be. Me, I shock. Throughout last year, everybody begin to curse me. They begin to insult my person. When I tell them, say, now 4 years, now governor, because we'll be 5 million people for that Edo state. 5 million people. Make we they give for 4 years. We don't train many people. Just imagine, Edo state, get plenty universities, then get polytechnic. Make we begin to try them small. From there, we'll come get the Messiah. Not be say I hate OBASEKI per se or like that. But I see and say first 4 years, I see in performance, I score up. Now it make me say, make we bring another new person. Because new person where we go bring that time to alternative where we get. Now Benin Ma. Now only very few Asian people or one, now they come out for small party. Our people, Edo people, especially the Benin speaking people, they just come worse past Oyibo where they play racism. They begin to play tribalism. They begin start with tribalism. Begin to say, Shomole na Afema, you want to dictate for us. So Shomole said that the throw come for fire, come to that. All this the thing where they begin to talk. Whereas people wait to truly know the history of Edo, no say Afema, Isha, Onwa, all of them be Bini. They do not work here, a racist or tribalistic people where they play, where they discriminate. They say now Obaseki must be, now Obaseki must be. And this Obaseki has been tested and tried for 4 years. See now, me not get problem. The one will be my problem be say, Obaseki, they don't try am for 4 years. Now Binima, is there Yamu, POI will come out the second person for another party, now Binima. All for the sake, say, they say I feel my man, join now. The day back, you want to begin to play racism. Many people just start to play racist game. Say, no, nobody can dictate for us. Even our Abba of Benin come out, he talk of the one we know a little bit. Our Abba go school. To say not go school, Obaseki for take, if for take the Benin artifact, if for dupe, if for dupe Benin people sell am. Mona not cost me today, I just want everybody. Wagawa temata. Make we dey talk truth so that our days will be long. Siana, Amara Gbene. Upon all these things, I still like Obaseki because I Benima, because Hausa people, Buhari, as he don't do, they say they wear pampers. But Hausa people still like him, which is good. But Oshomole, na Idoma. Of all now, na Benin people, they consider the talk, say, Oshomole do something. Obaseki not do something. Now 1 year be this now. Some people say na lie. They say na 5 years. Plus, it first do 8 years with Oshomole as economic team chairman. My only quarrel where I get with Obaseki be say, Benin people paint to me as a technocrat. Vivian De Ross, as Wese Kakabo, thank you. You never sleep. God go bless you. This woman, this Vivian De Ross, he like Edo, they sleep Edo, they dream Edo, they eat Edo. God go bless you for being, for that love where you get for Edo and your nationalism, for Edo nationalism. Well, I talk, but you talk yesterday, say you know there's so much Sabi speak Benin. Vivian De Ross, I greet you. I better help us share this video. May you give us, what do they call it? The likes. Vivian De Ross, I find today. Tell me now. Tell me if I find address where today if I not find. Because yesterday, one man, I don't know his name, I don't forget his name, winner one. He begin to take my Akma laugh me. See here day, I not be Akma at all. My mate will be like me, will did the same age with me, will even young past me. The Akma na satellite, Gorimakpa, see my own, good. Here day. I never old like that, don't they call me old man. When I want to say, see the Akma with the head, Mr. Presenter, when me with Abatoba's daylight. Oh, you see, Vivian De Ross say always hands on, sir. You see? So all this now the thing will happen. Whereas new hand like Isayamu, POI, if I try, you go say, he don't first go there as secretary to the state. The thing where I don't need in Noah. say make dem revamp our state corporation wey dem abandon, and if dem revamp am, that one go bring plenty, according to Hausa people, plenty revenue coming to Edo State coffer. Benin people say na lie, dem no care. Whatever it go be, na Obaseki na dem want. They just get one hatred. They just get the hatred for Israel. Not be say they hate am or POI too much. Just because say they say Oshomole stand for him back. That's not the reason. Whereas for Nigerian Constitution, if you do 4 years, if anything hard, if it hard, you come out, you go back again, you go sit down, think again how you take come back again. Na so Israel Mune will be semi. Obaseki for come back again, go say him for do better. In first 4 years, we into see as it be, see as it not be. That he no a mistake now. Now me they talk and say for Edo to change, don't just pack half of Benin people, don't pack them go come Europe. Maybe they go change their behavior. Edo go develop, Edo go move forward the more. But our people will come overseas, will do diaspora. Now they come make me, they call them illiterate. They don't know what thing they happen. They begin to say, now Obaseki be the man. Obaseki na handsome guy. They see young man. Queen Ojefo, what Juliet, oh, thank you very much. Good evening, Wayawese. They begin to shout, they begin to say, no. Nobody hate Obaseki, but he don't do 4 years. Plus 8 years we take do as deputy governor in Noruwegbe. So God here, I do people prayer. He said, now this one I want. Now Obaseki be governor. He win. Now begin to happy. You never even reach 12 months. Many people just turn to people who follow Moses, come on for Egypt. When Moses they go pray for mountain, say one go see God. They say may choose 12 tribes of Israel, may they come see God. When they reach there, na fire, God of sun, God of fire, God of thunder. Before Moses come, Moses, you carry us come on for Egypt. You for leave us here today. We dey where we dey fine. Now you can't carry us come here and see we can't suffer. Not be so na can't be now. That's what it can't be now. Whereas new hand, person where it change work, it go just come, it go do better thing. Maybe we for don revamp Bender Beauty. Maybe we for don revamp Bender Cement. Maybe we for don get water board. Because now those things you go like to just quickly do, just like as Obaseki they do refurbishment or what you know they call it? They say they restore, they paint. Instead of money then they spend for paint, so they do road for 3 years. Maybe for just carry money with dey ground. But you not go pay debt wey Oshomole put for ground. Go just take and they do Bender Beauty, Bender Line, Bender Cement, Bender Pharmaceutical. All those ones go increase revenue. People like them Osakwe not holding them up back. Don't get many positions where they go share for them. Problem not go happen. Have I been there? So the whole thing, now me they think of Edo as Vivian Daros, they think of Edo. We they sleep Edo, we they eat Edo, we drink Edo, we they think about them all the time. Now make me, everybody they sleep now. Me go they disturb Louise from all the way from America. May come follow me join. Say this na my theory. Say we not get money. Edo State broke, and that na the reason why we why would they find it difficult now to climb, to move forward? May I put it that way? So my people, I beg, make una sit down, relax. If you don't sleep, if you don't tire, make you try. Keep this video, save this video, make we watch, make we see, hear from Louise what is got to say. A lot of people, a lot of my followers, they are used to Louise. They know him, they know the angle where they take look the whole issue. Louise, now I'm going to bring him in now. Hello, Mr. Louise. You are on with my I'm going to bring him back again, refresh it. Hello, Mr. Louise, can you hear me?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Mr. Monday.
Thank you very much for joining us today. God will bless you. You know, say me sabi speak English, but my people will go bring where they Europe, America, Australia, Japan. They ask after you since then, but they're not gonna see you. And I want our brothers and sisters within Nigeria to make them know if we can't speak big English now, life will come hard for them. You can't make it difficult for them. Yeah, these things now, these things happen. This kind of English now they speak last year where they bring the current governor coming. To the extent people will say that they forefront where they will say that now they bring the governor. One of them say he sing. Now he sing Oga carry ticket go. So because of that, he want make him be commissioner for singing that song. So when I hear that video where my brother Sakwena Kodin talk, say I sing Oga carry ticket go. Now me come dey beat my children and say they're supposed to be musician too. Make them supposed to dey sing that kind of song. You no need to go school, just sing Oga carry ticket go and just make you commissioner. Thank you, my brother, for joining us today, Mr. Louise. Welcome to this show. And the question today, the first question when I will ask you today, how are you?
Yeah, Mr. Monday, I am doing fine, and thank you for inviting me to your show today.
Thank you very much. Thank
I
you.
know it's been a while. You know, last time I speak to you on this program, I said to you, I'm not going to discuss Edo State again because
But for our sake, we will discuss it. We want you to hear. People have been asking for you to come and analyze some bits of it, what you think say happen, or what you think say the Obaseki don't do, or what you not do, and why not do it. Mr. Louise, can you tell us what is really the problem with Edo State, or with the governor? Why is he not performing? You will feel discuss am politically, economically, socially, or support based. The ball is in your court, my brother.
So let's look at it from the three angles you have mentioned. You said economic, socially, and
Mm.
politically.
Yeah.
So let's start with the economics.
Thank
So,
you.
every day, I think the other day I watched on your show, and I
Yeah.
watched on many shows on the Niger Watch, and they
Yeah.
say those state has no money.
Yeah.
Those state is broke.
That's my premise.
Those state has no money. The former governor borrowed plenty of money. That's why the governor cannot function.
Yeah.
Okay, I listened carefully to what people are saying, and I said, you know, when you have nothing to do or nothing to say or nothing to offer, your supporters look for excuses.
Yeah.
My previous governor borrowed money. Every governor that comes always blame the previous ones.
Yeah.
When this one leave, he will blame the one that come after him. When you
Yeah.
say Edo State have no money, to me, I just laugh when people say it. Edo State have no money. I
Yeah.
also hear people say, oh, the former governor of Shomole borrow plenty of money. I just laugh.
Yeah.
Eh?
Mm.
Because people are in those states have become used to believe whatever they are told. Eh? It's just
So
like you
the
said
meaning
just
that
now.
people, are you saying that the Benin people be mumu?
I will not. I don't know describe Benin people as mumu or use that term to describe a tribe or whatever. But I feel that they hear with one ear and they don't actually look at or think about what they hear. Is this correct? Especially people in abroad.
Yeah.
I hear your other sister the other day say she went house to house in abroad to mobilize people to support the governor, and now she cannot even come out from her house.
Yeah.
Eh?
And the
So
lady from Austria.
yeah, so basically that's what I was saying. A lot of people that came into support the present governorship in Edo State. We know when I came on this program a couple of months ago, you had the guy from Manchester, the guy from everywhere. A lot of them are just new to, yeah,
Israel Motor is now propagating
yeah.
for
So
youth empowerment.
okay, youth empower. So a lot of them are new to politics or new to political, what do you call it, participation,
You
because
are correct. You are very
yeah,
right. They are new
yeah,
to it.
yeah. They don't really understand what is governments or whatever. In the first place, you say Edo State doesn't have money, Edo State is broke. Then I ask you a simple question. You're on air now.
Yeah.
You live in the United Kingdom. Hmm?
Yeah.
Does United Kingdom have all the money for it to spend on everything it needs to do for the people?
No.
You
They,
tell me one government in the world that has so much money that it says there's so much money to fix every problem.
no, nothing like that.
There is no government like that. So
Yeah.
when you say a government is broke, and the good thing you people keep saying about those states, I often hear you people say a technocrat governor. The governor is a technocrat.
And the two
Eh?
they call them
It's a
monazema,
technocrat. Whereas
them
a lot of the
but Obase cause those problems for us.
a
Now
lot
they
of
begin to call them a technocrat governor.
a lot of them don't even know what the word technocrat means in the first
Mm.
place. So
Can you defend that for them?
let me not even go there. Eh? The good
Mm.
thing is that a lot of people say the government comes from the finance sector.
Yeah.
He's a stockbroker or he works in finance before. Eh?
Then Obaseki, they say he
Yeah,
work for Dangote, he work for
yeah.
stock
He,
exchange, he work
he
for
works
this one.
yeah,
He
he
go pay
works in
money.
finance. He
Mm.
works in finance. So to me, that even make it an advantage if he already knows that. Now, if you tell me that the former governor borrows so much money, that's why you can't function. Eh?
Yeah.
To me, that is just an easy excuse, from anybody. Eh? Now, let me make it easy for you, Mr. Monday.
Yeah.
If
No,
you
call me Okagbe. Call me
okay,
Okagbe.
Mr. Okagbe,
You
let
know,
me
no
make
people just say
okay,
Okagbe.
okay, Okagbe.
What
So
up?
so let me make it easy for you. I'm going to use a simple example. I'm not going to use an example from government. I'm going to use
Yeah.
a simple example on a day-to-day life. Eh?
Yeah.
So 5 years ago, you go to your bank, your first bank or your UBA or your whatever bank you
In the
use
first bank
in
I did.
Nigeria,
Yeah.
or I
Yeah.
don't want to say the bank you use in America, and you
Yeah.
go there and you take a loan and you say to the bank manager, I need let me use dollars to make it easy for us. I need
Yeah.
$1 million for me to build a real estate or to buy a house or to do whatever.
Yeah.
And the bank gives you that $1 million. The bank
Wait,
is
wait,
not
oh, wait, oh. Vivian Daros. This man talking is from America. Go on, talk.
so the bank gives you the $1 million. So when
Yeah.
the bank gives you that $1 million, they're not just giving you the $1 million. They're also saying to you, Mr. Man, we are going to do what we call a risk assessment, a payment plan, our ability to pay. Eh? At
Mm.
the same time, they are going to tell you, say,
That means
Mr. Okagbe,
cash
Mr.
flow.
Okagbe, yes,
Mm.
Okagbe, you have 10 years to repay back this loan.
Yeah.
So the bank doesn't just give you money infinitely, say the former governor will take money infinitely, go away and go and spend it. Eh?
No.
There's a
Mm.
time frame. And within the context of Nigeria, if you look at a lot of the loans taken by the governor, eh, like the
Yeah.
World Bank loan, you people keep talking about, it's actually guaranteed in a way by the federal government. If
Yeah.
you look at the document from the World Bank loan that people keep talking about that Mr. Oshomole took from the World Bank, the
Yeah.
World Bank loan taken by Mr. Oshomole wasn't going to the World Bank that they give him all the money once. The World Bank never gave him all the money once.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like, they never gave him all the money once. It's just like when you heard on TV the other day, people are complaining, oh, Buhari went to borrow money. Is borrowing money. Now, that is just political propaganda by the opposition or by some people in government. If you go back to Buhari borrowing money that day, that same money Buhari went to borrow has been approved by the National Assembly 2 years ago under what you call the medium to long-term financial plan.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? Which is to say, Nigeria government needs to borrow so and so amount for the next 5 years. So that money will be approved, but you don't borrow it today. And what you do is that I need that money in 2021. I'll go and take some of it. I need it in 2022. I'll go and take some of it. So when Mr. Buhari goes to the bank to take the money, the same people that approve the money are shouting on TV, oh, he went to borrow money, because they want to deceive the people.
Yeah.
That is what is going on in Nigeria. Because
one second before Vivian Daros, the man talking now is from Benin City originally, but he is doing business between UK and America and Australia too. They float around, they play with stock exchange. Now Technocracy be too. Go on.
So they want to deceive the people. So the politician will just start shouting on TV, oh, Buhari went to borrow money. Whereas this same politician approved that money 2-3 years ago for him to go and take from the World Bank or from the whatever. Now, so coming back to Obaseki saying, or people saying Obaseki has no money to spend. Now, if you look at the loan they're talking about, Oshomole borrowed for the Benin Storm project. There is a payment time for that money. So the World Bank released that money in tranches, and part of those money were not released. So all the money was not released under Oshomole government. There are certain criteria that needs to be met, and it will be released. And the whole money flowed into this present government. So that's why when you were talking about the other day, they want to probe the
now. They said the money will Oshomole borrow. He said now bit by bit, now bank they release the money. When you reach certain stage, you go release money. Just like say you the build house for Nigeria now, they go tell you say okay, they don't do foundation, you don't reach foundation stage. Okay, I don't carry another money, come take. You see, by the time when they do it like that, so delay can't do. So most of this money, it can spill into Obaseki government. Go ahead.
So that's why you hear when you came on this program, you were saying that last time they're going to probe the Benin Water Storm project. I said to you that nothing is going to happen. It's all political talk. And I can be vindicated today. I said it to you then that it's all political talk. Then people in abroad or everywhere come out, so go and probe Oshomole, go and probe this, he's a thief, he's a that. People, they just say things. They don't understand when politicians play jingles. They play jingles to keep the people busy.
I think that they hear they say they take us play.
So now the same government in Edo State that they keep shouting on TV, oh, it's not corrupt, it's not. I just laugh. If you look at the EFCC Act that was passed by the National Assembly or by the federal government, the EFCC Act does not just create the EFCC at federal level. That same EFCC Act also creates what you call, allow the state to create the state EFCC. State Economic and Financial Crime Commission.
That is branches.
No, not branches. The state can also create their own EFCC. Now, if you look at the whole Nigeria, that's why I say that all these governors, they all play political tunes for people. It's only about 2 states or 3 states that created the EFCC. I think one is Kanu and 2 other states. I can't remember.
People that they hear, they say states supposed to get their own financial watchdog. Now know what to not be a kita at talk or what people where they watch how you take from. Not be so you mean by Louise.
Yes. So it's
Go ahead.
so it's only about 2 or 3 states now. So let's stick to topic and go back to when they say Edo State has no money or doesn't have money or first. So now I ask a simple question when you say Edo State doesn't have money. If you
Yeah.
look at Nigeria today,
Yeah.
you've often heard that Nigeria has the biggest GDP in Africa.
Yeah, because from when PDP dey power, when Goodluck dey power, is the biggest and
It is
richest
still the biggest GDP in Africa today.
Ah,
Nigeria still has the biggest GDP. Now,
yeah.
at the same time, you don't stop with GDP. You don't just say Nigeria has the biggest GDP. You also look at the GDP of the states.
Yeah.
So let me see if I can share my screen with you here. Let me see if I can do it.
That is, Nigeria has the biggest GDP. Go trickle down to all the states. Is that what you are saying?
So let me see if I can share my screen with you. You understand what I'm saying?
Susie Campbell say Financial Monitoring Agency. You are right. Susie Campbell is following you.
So
Share the screen with us.
let
Let
me
the
see if
people
I
who
can
don't sleep see.
So let me see if I can share that. Is it possible to see it?
Let me see.
Wait, hold on. Let me see. No, it's not showing. Is it showing?
It's let's see.
Is it? No, it's not showing.
It's showing. I can see it here.
No. Are you seeing? There's. Okay, yeah. You've seen that now, yeah. So when I say, okay, if you look at the GDP of Africa now, so this is Nigeria on top, which is 480.48 billion.
Yeah.
And that is the entire GDP of Nigeria. Now, for you to arrive at this figure, they don't just say Nigeria has GDP. You have to calculate it from state to state, and you add it together.
Unless I'm not feeling larger money. They talk but they see the picture. They talk the money.
It's bright. I can see the picture is big. Anyway, don't worry about it. It's big. They can see it. So you can see Nigeria here in this circle here where the mouse is. So this is Nigeria. So Nigeria is 480 billion. Now I'm going to take you to Edo State.
Say what is GDP? GDP is gross domestic product. That is the total goods, the total things where would they produce, the total where would they produce for country. That is all the goods, like all those oil where would they talk, all those things, cocoa, all those things, all those service where they come in. So when they calculate them together, now be gross. That is gross total domestic product where Nigeria gets. Go on.
So that is for Nigeria.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show you Edo State GDP now. So let me try and share that with you as well.
The planted and the seller be which one that they?
So if you go window, 1 second, Chrome. Just 1 second.
Now see Edo State already did here.
Is it coming up?
Yeah, the picture is showing, but
that's the wrong thing. That's the wrong thing you are seeing. 1 second.
Already did here. Come did here.
1 second. I think I showed you the wrong thing. So if we share screen again, share screen. So let's go to Chrome. Okay, I'm going to share that with you now.
Yeah.
So it takes a bit of time with StreamYard. Can you see it?
No, I can't.
So maybe it will come up. I don't know why it's not coming up now.
I don't show. It's on screen now.
Okay. So if you look at all the states in Nigeria, so this is all the states in Nigeria. Now you see Lagos is on top. Now look at Edo State is number 7. In 36 states.
We betray you, we get money.
So Edo State is number 7 in 36 states.
So now here, Edo State get wet, they get money. Number 7, and they be for Nigeria.
So the GDP in Edo State is more than Ogun State. It's more than Kaduna. It's more than Cross River.
Una dey hear?
It's more than Abia State. It's more than Ondo State.
Una dey
So
hear?
we are number 7 out of 36 states.
For where to for money where we get?
So then I
Not be
keep
you
hearing,
mean.
people are saying,
Not being you mean that
yes,
for number 7 I would be for money where we get for the whole for all the states in Nigeria. Would be
so I
number
keep
7.
hearing Edo State is poor. So now, so let me make it easy for you. Let me make it easy for you, Mr. Okagbe. Let me make it easy for you. You've seen all this one now. I've showed you Africa. I've showed you Edo State. So I'm gonna give you some simple explanation from this. So you know when you saw Africa,
he said, why you not come into politics? He said your knowledge is highly recommended for the betterment of our state. Go on.
So I've showed you Edo State and Nigeria, and I show you the GDP of Africa. Now, I'm going to tell you a simple scenario here. When all these governors, especially Edo State or whichever state, keep telling you that there is no money, there's no this or there's nothing to do. So you know that in Nigeria, what we actually have is no state. It's no state.
Yeah.
What we actually have is nation state.
Yeah.
Do you know what's a nation state?
Yes, so may you talk and make I explain that to them.
A nation state is a country in a country.
When I hear now, that means say our state, each state there, then get free hand. They be nation by themselves. So to the extent, instead of us to call them nation state in a nation state, we go to call them emperor. Now we they call them at the governors.
No.
One state be like a country, just like America. Not be so.
Yes. So let me. Yeah, that is what you are saying. But let me make the explanation easy for you. Let me make it easy for your viewers. Yeah.
So not talk big English. They talk about for the people go.
So I'm just going. I've shared you the screen again for Africa.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate I can't put the screen side by side. If I had time, if you had told me earlier, I could have put it side by side to be easier for you to compare and contrast.
Yeah.
So are you seeing the screen? Oh,
I'm
no, that's it.
You have to explain.
No, that's the wrong one. I want to show you the one for Africa again. But if you look at this screen, look at that number. Edo State is 11 billion. You see that?
11 billion from where?
11 billion US dollar. That's the GDP of Edo State. 11 billion.
Every year.
Yes, that is the GDP. So I'm going to show you another figure now.
Is that including the money from allocation from Abuja?
That is the total value of all goods and services produced in Edo State. It's 11 billion US dollars.
Our brothers and sisters, our mama go farm, they go market. The money where they fit produce in a year, now 11 billion. Now one person can tell us say the money where a company they get for Italy, Edo State money not reach. Go on, talk.
So that is 11 billion US dollar. So I'm gonna share the screen for Africa with you again.
Yeah.
So let's hold on a little bit. Let the screen show in your screen. So can you see? Is the screen coming up?
Let's see. Yeah, it's coming up. Is this the right one?
Yeah, it's the one for Africa.
Yeah,
okay.
Nigeria top.
So listen now, you know when I explained I said Nigeria is on top, followed by Egypt. But follow me simply here. Let me make some simple.
My people now they say our economy for Nigeria it big packs Egypt. Oh, Egypt.
No, I don't want people to forget about Egypt and whatever.
Where South Africa they?
No, South Africa is third. It's third. And Mr. Okagbe, forget about Egypt, forget about South Africa. So that one does not make any meaning to what I'm going to explain.
Oh yeah, good.
So remember when I show you the screen for the state in Nigeria.
Yeah.
The GDP of Edo State was 11 billion US dollars.
Yes, not be naira, 11 US dollars.
So 11 billion US dollars. Now, if you look at this list, so I'm going to scroll down. Let me scroll down for you. Look, I'm scrolling down. So
Yeah.
look at it. Edo State GDP is more than Mauritania, more than Rwanda, more than Somalia, more than Eswatini, more than Sierra Leone, more than Djibouti, more than South Sudan, more than Liberia, more than Burundi, more than Lesotho, more than Eritrea, more than Gambia. That is why I say what we have in Nigeria is nation state, not state.
Article now here, it say Edo State, not be Nigeria. It say big past Mauritania, big past Sierra Leone country. The money, the GDP, the wealth way we get. Go on, talk.
So when the governor come and tell you there is no money or this, they are just playing on people's intelligence or trying to deceive the people. Now, so I will not stop here. You know, some people will say, oh, GDP does not mean anything. Is it now GDP that they chop? Some people use that statement in Nigeria.
Yes.
Say GDP does not mean anything. Okay.
Not to deceive us.
So they'll say GDP does not really mean anything. So for me not to say I'm misleading your viewers,
Yeah.
so I'm going to move away from GDP. So I'm going to pick one country here. If you look at one country here, Liberia, the GDP is 3.38 billion US dollars. Don't forget the GDP of Edo State is 11 billion. So Edo State's GDP is more than Liberia. But people will say to you, and not be GDP that they chop. Okay. For me not to pretend that I'm deceiving people with GDP, I'm going to give you another comparison. So now I'm going to use Liberia and compare Liberia with Edo State.
Yeah.
Now, so what I'm going to show to you now is another chart. So I'm going to show to you another chart.
No
so
wonder,
let me
people who did diaspora the verse. It be like say they know.
No, they don't understand. That's why they so much support all these governors.
If Edo State money, if Edo State GDP big pass so many countries in Africa, these people they get juju. Now they made them the verse. I swear.
So I'm trying. Okay, let me stop. I'm going to stop that streaming. Then I'm going to show you another page. So I'm going to show you another page. 1 second. One second. I'm trying to find it for you.
Yeah.
One second.
Hakim T, make you talk your own that you mislead. You see all these confused people.
Okay.
Analysis where Pahitro talk more than go see Google. That they show now Google now. They say you are misleading. You are one of them. Those people where they diaspora, where they uneducated. Go do your own video. Take proof and not be said what they type there. To say you see girlfriend for talking rubbish. Go on, my brother.
So I'm going to share you another screen now. I'm going to share you another screen. So the screen is coming up. Now, remember, I told you Liberia GDP was about, is it 2 billion just now?
Yeah.
Edo State was 11 billion. Let me call it 10 billion. So the screen is coming up. Now, so if you look at the year 2021, this is the budget of the country called Liberia. 342.1 million.
Yeah. I think you just hear Hakim team. Not the talk say analysis is misleading. Talk your own.
So I don't know if the screen is coming up.
Susie Campbell, I know why that man in South Africa, they're angry with me. I cannot see. Me not know this one.
So is the screen coming up?
Let's see. Yeah, is it this one? The one in Google? Because
it's coming up.
Google.
Is it not coming up? Okay, now if you look at Liberia now, look at the budget of a country called Liberia. It was 342 billion there.
Yeah.
You can see that. So remember, I said to you that those states has a GDP of 10 billion. This was 2020. So remember this figure, 342. So I'm going to stop sharing that. So I'm going to share Edo State with you, Edo State screen with you.
Yeah.
So let me try and find that now. I can be saying it, but it's easier for people to
see.
see it
Later
than for me to be speaking.
For this all the thing which they show so.
So if you look at Edo State now, you see the budget of Edo State, 153.4 billion. Do you see that?
Yeah.
So that was for 2021. That was the one that was approved. Although it's reduced because of COVID, that's why it's reduced. Remember this figure, 153. Remember the Liberia figure, 300 or something. Now I'm going to So I'm going to stop sharing this screen here. I'm going to show you another screen now. So I'm going to show you another screen. So I don't have the screen here. So if you take your calculator and you divide the 154 billion
to dollars
using the official exchange rate in dollar.
Let's use 500. 500 divided
No. They use the CBN rate. That's what the government uses. The CBN rate. So the Edo State budget is over that budget of Liberia.
We understand. They don't hear that one.
So if you look at it, so when these governors tell you they don't have money or there's no money for project, it's all just political talk. It's all just political talk.
To deceive the voters, Abi.
It's to deceive you. So I can share you a screen on what they spend this money on. They spend it on expenditure to suit themselves. I can share you another screen here for you to see. I can share you another screen if you want to see it, but let me show you another screen. But it's the one for 2016.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can share that for you. Trying to find it. Which one is it? StreamYard. It's in an Excel file. 1 second. What's the title? I'm gonna cancel.
The Ross. Which one is lies? Susu Campbell, the two women they hear now, then be thief to their rogues.
Right.
My fans don't come to economics today.
So I think this one is very small to see because it's on a table form. What I'm trying to say here, if you look at what they spend the money on, they spend it on unnecessary projects, which you can't see, what they call audio projects.
Thank you. Yeah.
Look at this one. I said Directorate of ICT, 350 million. Yeah. Office of the
computer.
Yeah, which they don't even buy. The Office of Deputy Governor, 300 million. Sorry, 30 million. Directorate of Central Administration, 1.3 billion. Those State Liaison Office in Lagos, I think is that 5 million, 5 billion. So there's a lot of expenses going into unnecessary things. So they end up doing a lot of recurrent expenditure.
Mr. Alois, Akim T said the information you are giving is 2010. They want blame Oshomole now. How far is that true? Where is that?
I can no. This screen I put up now is 2010. So yeah. I can find them the same budget of 2020. But what he has to understand, they all use the same templates. So these templates guys roll over. They just fill in the numbers. So So I've only just picked up the 2010. So there's
I
nothing
can
wrong in
say
using
it's
2010.
just using 2010 as a model. Say
So
they are using it to distribute. Say it's a template.
I've got
They
2018.
just feel it. They'll say they write budget, and they will still charge you money for writing budget where they use template for. And I know what you do template, copy and paste.
I've got 2018. Let me see if I can share 2018. Was the present government in 2018?
Yes, did
Let me see if I can share that.
That's the time when they say me I share do money.
It's just the problem is when you PDF is hard to share. Let me see if it's the right one again.
It's consultant money there inside there too. Plus to charge you, whether then they use copy and paste. Mr. Louise, summarize this figure and table.
Is it coming up? Is it coming up? Okay.
Yes.
So this is those state government 2018. This is the budget estimate.
Akim T, you don't say this na 2018. You say that one don't too old. See the new one, never take 3 years. See the budget.
So if you look at this budget alone, if you look at the recurrent non-debt, you can see that the personnel cost alone is 31 billion.
Out of personal cost where they use for office, where they say the office where they use and rat go full and cockroach go full and air conditioner no go work. Sure. How much you talk? So 30 billion.
So there's a lot of things. Let's not go into this because a lot of things for people to understand. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, any governor that tells you they don't have money, they are just talking. And okay, now if you come out and even say, oh, my previous governor borrowed money, so if your previous governor borrowed money, he didn't borrow money for 100 years. He didn't borrow money for 200 years. It's probably a loan the bank gave to him, say, for 8 years, for 10 years. Because there's normally a tenure. Now, what people are also saying is that, like I said when we started talking at the beginning, you have a governor which you people say is a financial administrator. It comes from the finance. It comes from the stock market. That should actually give him an advantage. Now, when you borrow money, let me make it easy. When you borrow money before the previous one, okay, if the money is not a problem for you if you are a new government. So the financial market also have what you call instruments for you to be able to cope with the previous borrowing. So say for example now the previous government has borrowed $1 million. And a new government comes in. And he feels that $1 million is a big problem for him. So he can go back to that same financial market or go back to the same bank or the same World Bank. Don't forget, this is a state.
Wait a minute. One man day here now, he say maybe don't accept those junk without verifying it. If I didn't tell you it was 2010 info he was publishing, you wouldn't ask. Abe answer.
Listen, the only 2010 information there was that budget of Edo State. So I wasn't using the 2010 budget to blame anybody. Well, I just showed that, but I still showed the 2018 budget. So I don't see what he's saying is wrong or whatever. Maybe
showed you 2018 budget, and Obaseki was in charge of that 2010 budget. So what are you talking about? What is junk there?
So
what will we go show for that 2010 budget now?
The man doesn't understand.
They keep fighting.
He doesn't understand what is junk. When you are making an analysis, you can use current figure and you can use historical figures. So if you look at when I talked about GDP or whatever, I was using 2 countries or these 2 cities. So it's not looking at one table or whatever. You look at many tables. So if you know what's junk means something that's incorrect. So he needs to go and educate himself. So the figures I shows it's not wrong. It's correct.
Yeah, so, you prove everything in evidence.
So
go ahead now. So where the problem comes, give us analysis. What is wrong with us now?
So now I think what I was saying is that the big thing people are saying is the previous government borrow money. That is the big things people are keep saying: borrow money, borrow money, borrow money.
I came
Then
to
I
know
ask,
the English. Now they confuse people here now.
then I ask everybody. They keep saying people's previous government borrow money, borrow money. Now you now tell me in Nigeria which one previous governor has not borrowed money. Even in abroad, America, whatever they want to say, tell me the previous government that has not borrowed money. There is no previous government that has not borrowed money.
To answer that one.
There is no previous government that has not borrowed money. Now, what you now do as a new government when you come in, that's why I said the Edo State government has an advantage because they have a governor who comes from the finance sector. So if the previous government borrowed money before, you can also go back to the same finance market. And don't forget, we are living in the year 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021. In this actual period, the bank and the financial market are more willing to borrow money to government and to institution because the interest rate has become so low because they are more willing. So what the state government normally do, what government do, you go back to this same bank and they do what you call refinancing. It's just like you borrow money from a bank for your car, you can go back for refinancing, or you buy a house, you can go back for refinancing or remortgage. So what that means is that you can also go back to this bank and say, okay, I'm owing you 1 billion now. Okay, money is not cheap now. I want to refinance that loan. You refinance it and you continue. So there is nothing wrong. So it's done every day.
So that will release cash for you to give Edo people.
That will release cash flow for you. That will release money for you.
And Obaseki is not doing that. Instead, they borrow more.
I'm not saying it's not doing that. What I'm saying is that what I'm saying is that they look for people to blame instead of actually doing what they should be doing.
Okay.
They look for people to blame and
brother,
put the news on us.
Let me explain it to my fans. Now here what they talk since it brings evidence come out. He say when people all these government people where they rule us, he said they go borrow money, and the money where they borrow, the bank they give out to them small instrumentally. And they don't get excuse. When it go reach the time for them to fulfill their promise, they'll begin to blame previous government. They blame people. He said they get money. He said those states money where they get, it pass some countries where they're African countries there. He mentioned Sierra Leone. He mentioned Mauritania. He mentioned Gabon. He mentioned many countries. Say, our money for where would they get for? And those states alone, no, I'm not talking Nigeria. He said our budget big pass many African countries. Country, not be state for Africa. That me they talk no sense. When me they talk say Edo State not get money, that are the thing where they talk. One person don't ask me now. He say make I apologize. Somebody teach me now. He say make I go apologize. Me need to go verify out. Make it explain out the more. Now wait. It don't they finish with evidence now. It go tell more things waiting they happen. Why we not forget development? Why we not forget dividend of development? Hakim team, stand by, please. If you have any contribution you want to make, we will invite you. May you counteract Louise now economics in B. Like I explained to now. Me learn economics, me na social development expert. Me go come it too, because after we don't make economy, we don't get money. What if they'll spend money for social development? Now, Jeremy coming. Go ahead, my brother.
I shared a screen with you. Is the screen coming up?
Yes, it's on now.
I can't see it. Do you have a screen? Is the screen I shared coming up? Okay. So don't forget, that's why I say to these people, he's saying I'm speaking junk. If he goes back on YouTube,
Yeah.
You should go and watch. And if you type Yemi Osibanjo, vice president, on it, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, he made the same statement. He said that Nigerian states are underperforming, that they are subnationals. He made the same statement.
They are sub what?
Subnationals, which means that some of the states are countries, not actually states.
Una dey hear? He said the state where dey Nigeria, Edo State include. He said there be country, there be semi-countries, not be ordinary just state or local government. He said, but they not they use their resources, which is true, not lie.
So all they just do, a lot of them just do is that they just sit down there, wait for allocation from Abuja, sit down there, wait for allocation from Abuja, then they just tell you we start 2 kilometer road, or we are tying one road for 4 years, and people will be clapping, they are tying road for 4 years.
Now the two way people will take diaspora they talk, you go say road, road. No one they talk about food. And for Europe where they America where then they eat big meat, big beef. Then they eat Korean food, ice cream. They go holiday. Then just our people not they think about that. Now make me talk. Say it be like say people where they diaspora, they not go school. They not just know what thing they happen. All of them just they talk about road will not see. I bet may you go ahead, may you talk.
So the other issue you asked me to address is the issue of youth taking over politics, or youth taking over. So I think I've listened extensively in your previous program and others. Then I decided to say, okay, who are these youth that they keep talking about? If you look at the Nigeria youth policy, the Nigeria youth policy defines youth as anybody between the age of 18 and 35 years old.
Yeah.
And that's what the Nigerian youth policy defines as a youth.
Yeah.
So at the same time, if you look at the Commonwealth youth policy, I think it defines youth as anybody between the age of 18 and 40. I think Africa is also 18 and 40 or something like that.
Yeah.
So that is the definition. But the point is, when our people keep saying all these youth enter politics, then I ask myself that what they don't look at. It's enough to just shout on the internet or to shout everywhere, say youth go into politics. But the point is, there's a difference between shouting and what is practical.
Yeah.
So now you ask yourself, are the youth not in politics? Do the youth belong to a political party?
No.
That is true. So I can tell you that in Nigeria today, the Nigerian youth, they only shout online, but they don't belong to any political party. Now, what you are hearing now today is that, the youth should take over in 2023. The youth should go and remove Buhari. The youth should go and drive Tinubu. The youth should go and drive Atiku. The youth should go and drive that. Then I ask myself, these same people that are saying about youth go and drive this, drive that. Now, since when was Buhari election? Buhari election was in 2018. Am I correct?
2019, the second term.
2019. So between 2019 and 2021, do you know how many elections have taken place in Nigeria?
Many.
So there has, if I get the number correct, there have been between close to like 3 or 4 governorship elections.
Yes.
There have been by-elections for senators, could be up to 10. There have been for House of Representatives. Where are these youth?
They not come out. Now Naija Watch camera, now Naija Watch media that they can't talk youth.
So where are these youth? Now 2023 is coming. They are shouting. Where are these youth? So I ask myself. So let me give you simple examples. I'll give you a simple example when I tell you that these youth, like you said, they don't belong to any political party.
They're not gold.
I can tell you the political party they belong to in Nigeria.
They belong to Beer Parlor Party.
No, I can tell you. Hold on. I can tell you the political party the youth in Nigeria belong to. I can tell you. Let me show you. I can tell you. Now, I can tell. Let me share the screen with you. I can tell you the political party they belong to. So, which they are happy to go and vote. When they go and vote for that political party. So, let me share another screen with you.
Go on.
Let me find it. Let me find it and see if it's coming up. Remember, the youth is between the ages of 18 and 35.
Yeah.
So the youth in Nigeria belongs to the Big Brother political party.
Now they hear
Eh?
so.
So if you look at it in 2006, 900 million votes, mostly from youth, voted for Big Brother TV. You see that? 900 million votes. If you go and check, do you know when Buhari contested the election? Buhari and Atiku, the last election.
2019.
2019. Do you know how many votes that Buhari got?
I forgot now.
Buhari got 15.2 million votes, and Atiku got 11 million votes. But
And
in Big Brother, look at the vote in Big Brother, 900 million votes.
Now the youth vote for.
So that is the political party they belong to. So they don't vote.
How many people in Nigeria?
No, you can vote multiple times in Big Brother. But I'm telling you where they are interested in voting. Reality TV. That's where they are interested. So they don't come out and vote in the election. They don't come out. So it's reality TV.
What they talk so. He say people will vote for Buhari election, they're not many at all. Compared to people where they say bring Big Brothers Niger, 900 million people, 900 million youth now vote. You can see say youth not they vote, but they say they want power. Go ahead, my brother.
So at the same time, I can tell you the tactics that the politicians they use to stop the youth from voting. So one of the things they do in Nigeria, and which the politicians are doing with the youth, they are not aware, or they are aware, they are not interested.
Yeah.
So remember, a lot of all the youth in Nigeria, they are either in university or just about to go to university. So if you calculate the number of those youth, you are looking at between 15 and 20 million people in university or some kind of tertiary education.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the time of voting, do you know what the politicians they do? You know what they do?
No.
They will close universities and the students will go home. But do you know where the students are registered? A lot of them are registered in the place they are going to university. So automatically, they are disenfranchised.
You now understand. So, he say when election they come, Nigerian government go say, make them close school, make them want to do election. And these students, where would they talk so? Then they register their vote for where then they go school. So by the time they drive and go home, they not get voters card to vote. Go ahead.
So say for example, now you are a student. You are a student from Ogun State. You go to University of Benin. So mostly you are likely registered to vote in Benin City, in near Uniben or whatever.
Yeah.
But when it comes to election time, the government will close Uniben and say it's general election, presidential election. You will go home, you will not vote. So automatically, they will cancel the vote of close to 20 million Nigerians.
And replace it with a figure.
No, not really replace it with figure, because you are saying the youth want change. So those people that will vote against the government, they are stopped from voting automatically anyway. So it's a tactics. So do you get me?
I think when they hear people where do overseas, where did diaspora, now not supposed to explain this to our people for home. Una not doing, una not know what did they happen. Now make sure say we not to get the right candidate where we go represent. The one where them just carry come, where them must hold the sing or carry your ticket go, una go vote for her. Now they explain to them, so see the two way they happen. They get classical way to disenfranchise us, that disenfranchise, to discourage the youth we're supposed to vote. The youth will go carry the whole world. People like us now can't bear. We don't the vote. But youth where they come, our children, they don't know all this one. They know, but they can't disorganize. One person they ask whether the vote for bring back Big Brother Niger, they count. No, it can illustrate, say, if the people where they go vote for bring back Niger, Big Brother Niger, if the youth come out, go vote for their right candidate. These people for find it difficult to dey bring old people come in wey go come dey thief them all the time. Go on, my brother, before I explain, before you explain wetin happen to our brother Obaseki, why is he not performing?
So basically, so this whole idea Nigerians say they want youth to take over, you need new youth. So I keep laughing when they say youth to be president, youth now need to rule, show way to. I'll just be laughing. Now, if you look at the people that are ruling Nigeria today,
Yeah.
a lot of them got into position as a youth. So
Yes.
I'll give you a simple example now. You know that PDP just did their convention. They just elect a new national chairman for PDP.
Yeah.
So his name is it Iyosha Ayu?
Iyosha Ayu, yes.
So Iyosha Ayu is, I think, he's from Benue State.
Okay, the name resemble Igbo, yeah.
Yes.
Former
So
senator.
Iyosha Ayu was born in 1952.
Yeah.
He became a Senate president at the age of 40. So is that not a youth?
Almost a youth by definition.
So, by definition. So we still call him a youth. Now, if you move away from Iyosha, you go to the former governor of Rivers State, Rotimi Amechi. Rotimi Amechi was born in 1965.
Yes, and
he became the speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly at the age of 34 or 35.
Una dey hear?
At the same time, he became the governor of Rivers State at the age of 42. So I don't know the youth they are not giving chance to hear. So I don't know who is not giving the youth chance. So now let's come back to the present day. The present day today. The governor of Kogi State, Yaya Bello, was born in 1975.
Now they hear.
He became a governor at
secondary school.
He became a governor at the age of 40. So
now
which youth is not in government? So I don't understand what they are talking about.
People, which youth not the government now? If people they do governor for 40 years, 35, he go be senate till he die. Later, he not go come out there, go stay there till he die.
So don't forget, if you go back to history, Yakubu Gowon was president under the age of 40, I think.
No, 29 years.
29 years old. And many of them back then.
28, 29 years, now go on to be head of state of Nigeria.
So the youth has always been in power in Nigeria. But the problem is not the age of the people or whether they are youth or they are old. The problem has to do with competence. That is where the issue is. The issue is not the age.
Yes.
It's about competence. And the people keep shouting, youth, take over, you take over. The youths are in government.
I think
So I don't understand what they are talking about every time. So it's about competence. So that is where the issue is. But the youth keep making the same mistake and shouting within themselves, we need youth, we need that. And one of the laughable things I keep hearing on Nigeria Watch or something, I heard somebody the other day come up and tell me, Omolewe Sowolu should be president of Nigeria. Then I laugh and ask him,
that man is night talking this morning.
What competence has Omo Sowolu has to be president of Nigeria? What competence? What people need to understand that in politics, when you join politics you join politics for 3 reasons. It's just like you go and run a race, athletics. There are those that go and run to win the race. There are those that run to participate. There are those that run a race to just make noise. Now, if you go into politics, there are those that go and contest because they know they will win. There are those that go and contest because they want to be in the news or in the media, put their name in the public space.
Yeah.
There are those that also go and contest because they want to make money from contesting. Now, anywhere in the world, America, Britain, United Kingdom, even in Nigeria, contesting for a political office alone, you can make money. You don't need to win. You can make money from it.
Yeah.
So let me make it easy for you, but what I mean by you can make money from it. Now, if you look at when you run as a candidate, there are people who bring out money to sponsor you or make donations. And
Yeah.
a lot of the time,
In
if
America.
you, yes, a lot of the time, if you are somebody who has spent time in abroad, so there are a lot of foreign agencies, foreign bodies, foreign grants, foreign organizations, who will sponsor candidates who they feel like is been trained abroad or has been that they'll pump money into it. This candidate may not necessarily win. That's what you see in the Omole show. Wole. I'll give you a simple example. If you look at the last presidential election, you know this woman that contested on that one party, Obi-Ezekwelu or something they call her. Now, yes, so she was sat in one place. She didn't have a political party. So those people in that party, they invited her and said, come and run under us because we believe in your ideas. You've worked with the World Bank, you've worked with other organizations. So I sat down here. I knew she wasn't going to win the election in Nigeria. I know that one. I know she wasn't going to win it. But what happened was that it got to a point that she was getting donations from international organizations, from individuals, from people. So do you know that a few days or a few weeks before that election, she came up on TV and said she's no longer contesting.
Don't come out.
Yes, she says I know they run again. But why? The people that own the party that gave her the ticket, they realized that money was coming from different places and was going to her. And she was not submitting it to the party. So the people that own the party got upset. So they started fighting her. So that's what I'm saying to you. You can contest to make money. You know you won't win. You can
Thank you, my brother. Yeah, we'll be listening. We've heard you. The other question I really need to ask you is that can you give us summary Oshomole's government versus Obaseki government? Can you compare and contrast? Just tell us what is happening here. We are now narrowing down now to Edo State because we started with Edo State budget. We really need to know what is happening. A lot of people say Oshomole never perform well. Oshomole caused the problem. Obaseki is trying to do a lot of things. He has done a lot of things that people are not taking into consideration. Do you have idea of what Obaseki has done and what Oshomole has done in the last 8 years, please?
It is very difficult for me to compare both of them because I don't have their anything to show anybody on the screen. But what I will say
Don't show anything on the screen for the time being. Just tell us if you have anything to show, because people will ask. Most of the supporters keep telling us we should go to Google. You can as well.
You can listen. You don't need to go to Google to find a project. If somebody has done projects, the project will speak for himself. So I'll give you some simple example. You know, we are talking about the GDP of Edo State is the 7th richest in Edo State. So the simple thing you have to ask yourself, compare Edo State to Cross River State. Compare Edo State to Ebonyi State. Compare Edo State to Kaduna State. Compare Edo State to Bayelsa State. Then you ask yourself, all these governors who have performed better. That is what you will ask yourself. So in the entire South, Edo State is the least performing state.
Why?
Why? I cannot answer it because what you have in Edo State is more speaking, more talk, but less action. Okay, I'll give you a simple example. Mr. Kagbe. Now, you have a project in Edo State called, what's that power plant or the power project you people talk about?
Oshomo Power Plant.
Yes, Oshomo Power Plant. Now, to me, if you look at Oshomo Power Plant like they keep advertising it, in the first place, it's not a project that belongs to the state. It's a private project. So an Edo State government gave a loan of 700 million to Oshomo for them to pay back when they start making money or whenever. I don't know what the terms of the agreement is. Now, you ask yourself, Does Edo State need Osiomo power plant?
No, if I talk now, they'll begin to curse me. If you don't let me talk,
Does Edo State need Osiomo power plant?
then go curse me. Does Edo State need power plant?
To me, it's a misplaced priority in terms of using money, because the money could be better used in other areas to create micro industries. Now, don't forget, under the former governor of Adams Oshomole,
Yes.
there was already a power plant built in Edo State,
Azura.
which is the Azua power plant, 450 megawatt turbine gas power plant.
Yeah.
Now, so why should you become a governor? You go again and try to initiate another power plant with a private company. Then you promise the people that you will supply power to the state through that power plant. Yeah. So I overheard the other days when we were talking on the show, somebody said there's something like the problem that the state government cannot give you power is because they need to restructure power in Nigeria. They need to do restructuring.
They said no. They said it's Nigeria. It's federal government problem.
No. They said they need to restructure power. That's why the state cannot give you power. So the issue there is that people now are now started to use the word restructuring, to talk about every problem in Nigeria or in Edo State. That's why I said to you, politicians look for ways to keep people busy. Now, you ask yourself, if you look at every country in the whole world, tell me one country where the state control the distribution of power, or where the state control the distribution of power to states. You live in the United Kingdom. There is one national grid in the United Kingdom. There's one national grid. If you go to Australia, there's one national grid. If you go to virtually every country in the world, there is one national grid. The only country that have what you call two national grid that I know of, or that is semi-divided, is America. The reason America have two national grid is very simple. America used to be two separate countries, which is the North and the South. So there is a national grid that runs from the North all the way to Texas, because the South was always like fighting for emancipation from America. So they had that national grid that run to Texas. And if you look at that national grid today, a lot of the time, it's a bit obsolete. It's not up to standard, because it's not being totally controlled by the U.S. federal government. So when there is problem with cold winter, sometimes there's problems with it. So every country has one national grid. So the reason every country has one national grid is very simple. One, power is a very capital intensive project. It's very capital intensive. Even in the United Kingdom, you have now, there's a new power plant being built. The UK government is even subsidizing it for the Chinese company building it. It's very power intensive. Now, the reason you have one national grid, while the federal government worldwide, not only in Nigeria, don't allow states to bring power to house, is because they want to control what you call reduce the level of power poverty in a country. You don't want to create a country where some sections we have rich people and some sections we have very, very poor people. So I'll make it easy for you. Say, for example, Nigeria government just wake up tomorrow and say, oh, a power plant is built in Lagos. Let that power plant only give power to Lagos State. Just like the new Dangote refinery being built in Lagos. The power that is produced there is enough to power the whole of Lagos. So let's just say the federal government will say, oh, let's Dangote plant alone just give power to Lagos. Do you know what's going to happen in Nigeria if Lagos State have 24 hours power?
Everybody will go there.
All the companies in Edo State, in Rivers State, whatever, they all move to Lagos. All the business will move to Lagos. You know what you have? That means you now start creating poverty in Edo State. You now start creating poverty in Edo State, and there will be more wealth in Lagos. Now, for you to reduce or for you to spread wealth, the government creates a system which is to say, if you produce power, you give it to the national grid. So the national grid would now share it to every state in an equitable manner, that every state will receive power. So at the same time, with the national grid, the federal government will use the state that has more money. Say Lagos is a very rich state. So they can make the unit you pay per hour in Lagos a bit expensive to subsidize maybe Edo State is very poor, or maybe Adamawa is very poor, to help the poor people to be able to access electricity.
Yeah.
So that is why you have a national grid. So when people say, oh, let the state be sharing power, they don't understand what is going on. They just say all these things. So you understand. So that is what it is. So the reason that I'm saying with Osioma power plant that it was a deceit, they were deceiving the people. The governor already knows that Osioma power plant cannot send power to the people in the state. He already knows that before going on it. But he just wanted to embark on what is an elephant project.
How can he be joking with us when he knows that Osioma power plant will be very expensive compared to the national service, the national power?
Okay. Let me give you a brief explanation now. Yeah. So if you look at the power that is being produced in Azura power plant.
Yeah.
The Azura power plant, when the plant was built, that's why I said to you just that producing power worldwide is a very expensive venture.
Yeah.
It's very expensive. It's not like you have your mobile phone. The company will just erect the mask and they start selling telephone on the street.
Yeah.
But in power, you cannot just erect a power station and start selling power. So what happens is that when the power company decide to come and build a plant in your state or in your country, so they need what you call an off-taker. Off-taker, what is an off-taker? An off-taker is somebody that will guarantee that they will buy that power. They will guarantee it. So what you have in the case of Azura power plant is that when the Azura contract was done, the federal government of Nigeria agreed to guarantee the power that comes from Azura. So which means that if Azura power plant produce power, even if that power comes to your house, it doesn't come to your house. The federal government will pay Azura power plant, I think about $30 million a month. So they will pay Azura that money
for production.
Yeah, for production. It is not the power. It is not the duty of Azura power to bring the power to your house. That is the duty for the national grid. You understand me?
Yeah.
Now, look at where the problem is in Nigeria today. If you look at what we have in Nigeria or whatever, we have an installed capacity of 12,000 megawatts.
Yeah.
So that 12,000 megawatts, fair enough, is enough to actually power Nigeria. So if you look at Ghana is producing about 10,000 megawatts or so, something like that.
But evenly distributed, those people are getting light.
Yes, so I'll tell you why Ghana is getting light. Ghana is getting light because their distribution network is up to date. It's up to date.
Yeah.
So the problem with Ghana is that they have a lot of power, but the people cannot pay for it. So you hear during the NSAS or during the lockdown or the coronavirus, people were hearing in Nigeria say, oh, Ghana government gave people electricity credit and say, we'll give you free power for a week or a day or two. And people were saying, why did Nigeria government do it? The Ghanaian government were able to do it because they have excess power, which the company were actually losing. So it's just like you say, I have too much food. I'll say to you, too much food at home that you want to throw away. Then I'll say to you, okay, let me just give you.
Like you have borehole now. Borehole. Then if you don't pump water, the borehole start going obsolete.
So I'll say, okay, you have too much water coming from your borehole now, and you are not using it. I'll say, okay, let me just give you 500 naira to give me some water to share to people. That's what the Ghanaian government did. But in the case of Nigeria, the government could not do it because they didn't have excess power.
Yeah.
So you understand. So at the same time, the power that, don't forget one thing here, and when people are saying there's no power in Nigeria, there is a simple argument that is not being spoken about by the government or the elite. The Nigerian government today is subsidizing power, subsidizing petrol. So even if you are saying let's have 24 hours power in Nigeria today, more than half of the country cannot pay.
Wait 1 second. Hakim T said All they need to do is to have BDC take from Oshomo and then distribute to the public. Why is it not happening?
That is what I'm saying. He needs to understand what is going on. He needs to understand what's going
They
on.
said you need to note what is going on. That Oshomo power plant is too expensive. You can't compete with the price.
Now,
With
in
the central one.
In the first place, he needs to ask himself, what is the capacity of Oshomo? How much power is Oshomo producing?
Hakim, what is the KVA? How many units of power Oshomo is producing?
So secondly, when he say the BDC needs to take power from Oshomo.
Yeah.
That is not the problem that Nigeria has or the BDC has.
Or the Oshomo power plant.
No, Oshomo is not their problem. That's what I was coming to. So let me tell you what's happening in Nigeria. That's why I say to you, even if Nigeria has uninterrupted power supply, the people cannot pay today because the federal government is subsidizing power in Nigeria by up to 400 billion naira a year.
Hakim, you hear that one?
So now listen to what's going on.
Hakim, you dey hear?
Listen to what's going on. A lot of time, the national grid that gives power to the state, they have power, but the BDC, like he's talking about the BDC in Edo State, a lot of them are refusing to go and take power from the national grid. Do you know why? Because now, if you go to the national grid to take power, the national grid will say to you, okay, I've given you 2,000 megawatts. This is how much it is. It's 1 billion naira or 2 billion naira. So what that means to the BDC is that the BDC will take that power, go and sell it, and need to refund 2 billion to the national grid. A lot of the time, this BDC cannot collect this money. They are unable to refund this money. So what they now do is that the national grid give them 2,000 megawatts. They will say, no, I don't want 2,000. Give me only 500.
Like as they sell a recharge card.
Yes, they will say, give me only 500. So there's a lot of things that is going on that people don't understand here. They'll say, give me 500.
Hakim said Oshomo produces 60 megawatts.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying to you. So BDC cannot take power from Oshomo. He needs to understand that. What Oshomo needs to do is to sell the power to the national grid. That is what Oshomo needs to do. That is not the issue. The problem is that the BDC are refusing power because the people are not remitting money. I'll give you one simple example. There's a state in the north called, I think it was Yobe State or so. It was the state capital. There was a time in 2020, the state was receiving, some of those northern states, they don't have a lot of load compared to the southern state. I think it was Yobe State. They had uninterrupted power supply for nearly 2 months. For nearly 2 months, they had uninterrupted power supply for most of the time. Do you know what happened? The people in the state, they protested, they marched to the BDC there and said that they need to reduce the power supply because they couldn't pay. Because once you get 24 hours power, your bill will increase. They went to them and said, reduce it. Don't give us 24 again.
I took another year.
So that is what I'm saying to you today. So the federal government is subsidizing power as well. So people need to understand this little technicality. You live in England.
Many Oshomo power plants, if they take from there and give to us, what is stopping them to give to us? Is it the federal government that will not allow it, or
no.
It's a private company, we cannot afford it?
No. That's what I'm saying to you. Oshomo power is
Louise, keep talking 1 second. I want to get the door.
So what I'm saying is that it's not that Oshomo power will not give you power. Oshomo power cannot sell power to New Benin Market or to Saple Road or to Ekewan Road or to whatever road in Benin. Oshomo power plant has to sell its power to the national grid. That is what it is, because the New Benin Market or the Ekewan Road or the Saple Road is being served by the BEDC. So by law, they have been set by the BEDC or whatever they are called. So the BEDC will go to the national grid to buy the power. So that is what is going on there in a nutshell. So Osiomo for me, at the end of the day, is welcomed, but at the same time, you should also understand that if the state government is taking power from Osiomo, it's also increasing the current expenditure. Now, you're already complaining about there is not enough money. You are also increasing your day-to-day expenses by keying power from that sector as well, because that is the reality. So I don't see any reason why these government ministries or whatever should be spending money giving them 24 hours light. They don't even do anything there. They are just offices. People go there and sit down. They do nothing there. So that's what I can say about that. So
Yeah. Sorry. Oshomole, when he was the governor, he did a lot of things. But the new governor, the current governor, is not matching it compared to it that he's a technocrat governor. And the people in Edo State are upset. I mean, those in diaspora are upset. They're vexed, seriously. They said these things are not working, that they need street lights, they need good roads. Is that the need of the Edo people at the present time, or they don't know what they want, or that the governor is a scam? Please, just put some light on it.
I always maintain that I will not destroy anybody's bubble, anybody's enjoyment. So the thing is, what you have to look at is, that's why I say to you, if you are looking at Edo State, compare Edo State with states that are in similar level of income, similar level of economic activity.
Yeah.
So if you look at, okay, let's pick Cross River State, Professor Benayade.
Yeah.
If you look at Cross River States, they are not only tying roads. They are tying roads just like those states may be tying roads. But at the same time, you can see projects which are bringing money to the state. There is a cocoa processing factory which I know of is going on there. There is a chicken processing plant. So there's a lot of industries that the man is building up there. So that is what you look at. Now, when you also talk about road, you can't be tying one road for 4 years, 8 years, and you say you are tying road. Okay, like you said the other day, a governor is elected for 4 years. You don't elect a governor for 8 years.
Yes.
So if in 4 years you cannot tell me about any tangible project which you have done, then you are telling me to give you time. So if the people of Edo State are happy to say, oh, let's give government time, I don't know why they are complaining about Buhari in Abuja. That means that Buhari is actually doing better. So you cannot use one criteria for Edo State and use the different criteria for Abuja.
Yeah.
So you understand. So you cannot use one criteria for one man, another criteria for another person. So you have to look at it. So in terms of Oshomole that I'm saying to you, under the Oshomole government, anybody that visited Edo State under Oshomole will know that there were a lot of projects you could see. You could see they were visible. They were visible. I don't need to list them. The people there who were there at that time, they know. There were a lot of roads that were constructed. So there were a lot of, like you were talking about, lighting in lighting street light. There were street lights. You go to the ring road and the rest. You see light like street light similar to what you see in America. I'm not saying it's the same. Where you press the light and there will be a counter. You cross the road, and there were water fountains, things trying to make the state attractive. These things were there.
Traffic light during Oshomole. Traffic lights.
There were traffic lights there. I know they were there. So there were kind of visible projects which you can talk about. There were schools, a lot of schools were roofed. They changed the roof, they put chairs, and there were things there. But now, the issue now is, as Edo State gone backward or gone forward? That is where the issue is.
Make una answer, we go backward, or we go forward. They don't move forward. Make una answer, because if I talk now, don't they cost me. I know they talk again, may they not cost me. May they not cost me. So Edo people have been scammed.
I would not say they have been scammed. I would say they have been taken for a ride. That's what I see here. They have been taken for a ride.
Taken for a ride.
Yes.
Hakim T. Hakim T. What is your take on this?
Hello?
No, Hakim T, one of the commentators,
Yes.
is asking what is the current GDP of Edo State?
I think we've gone there. I say BDDC does not want Osiomo to succeed.
I think that is just side talk.
No, like I said, Joseph, that is just side talk. BDC they have no business with Osiomo. Osiomo has the business with the national grid. That is the reality. Eh? So I don't know who is stopping anybody from succeeding. There are rules and regulations for power.
How can
the rules.
a BDC prevent the governor from giving Edo people street light? I don't know. Hakim T, go ahead.
So you follow the rules. Everybody has their territory which they operate. I have my territory. You cannot come and infringe or drive your car into my road, which is privately owned. So the laws of electricity is very clear. So Osiomo has to follow the rules and BDC has to follow the rules. So everyone is following their rules. It's simple as that.
Hakim, you seem to be, you want to go for. Can you counteract what Louise is saying? Or do you want Israel Asemota to help you? We're waiting for you, Hakim. Your own opinion. You just counteracting, you just say negative like this and that. But you cannot tell us things to counteract him. May I ask you this question? Hakim T. What is the current GDP of Edo State? Irene Ward, the caller is not a politician. It's not working for the government. I can see your opinion because it's Louise seems to be evasive here. Hakim T, things like what? Tell us the GDP. Tell us why. Because I position that Edo State is broke. We don't have that money. And Louis is saying that we have the money, that the government, the state governors, especially the Edo State one, they are spending the money on audio projects like refurbishment. Am I right or wrong, Louis?
I think the question you need to ask yourself, you tell me one state. You tell me one state of Nigeria. Okay, put it this way.
No.
Let's just agree. Let's agree that Edo State is broke. Now, you tell me one state in Nigeria that is not broke.
One state that in Nigeria that
is not broke.
Lagos State is not broke.
Okay.
Rivers State is not broke.
Okay.
Cross River, all the southern states.
Okay. At the same time, if you go to Lagos State and check, Lagos State has borrowed more money than any other state in Nigeria.
Israel, you said you know who's talking. You are not ready to brainwash a youth deceiving citizens. I know who's talking. Israel Asemota, you are being evasive here. Who is deceiving who now? Anthony Mafidon said Rivers State is not broke.
That's what I'm saying to you. That's what I'm saying to you.
What Alois is saying is
I'm
here
saying is that
all the states are broke.
what I'm saying to
They
you,
are still trying. You drag, you try. They still pulling weight. That's his position. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, look at it. If you go to Nigeria today,
Yeah.
only 3 states, if not 2, can survive without federal allocation. Now, if you look at the 36 states in Nigeria, 36, those states is among the 10 richest states in Nigeria. So I don't know what they are talking about when they are saying broke or this or
He
that.
said Edo State is the 7th ranking position of high GDP. Take it from there. Take it from there. You just trying to be evasive here. You tell us your own opinion. Why is it that? Because I'm of the opinion that Edo State is broke. He is saying no, that all the states are broke, and that they spending they are not. Al Louise is saying that those State is not broke, that they spend their money on audio projects, things you cannot see, service benefit, and that Edo State is not broke at all. That's what he is saying. That even if they are broke, they're supposed to be able to provide the basic amenities, like POI said during the debate. He said, Governor, you've got so amount of money, up to about 600 billion. What have you done? Can you show us any project to show for this money? This is what he is saying. Anthony Mafidon is asking me, why is Edo State broke? It's hard. That is why we want the governor to speak to us. We've been asking for this on Nigeria World platform. He refused. You understand? Richard Benson, you said I should go and sleep. Why? You didn't tell me. You see, people like this, they just come on board and start spewing nonsense. They cannot. And this is one of the reasons why those in diasporas are upset. They don't know why they've come to this position, why they are backward. Number 7, the highest GDP in the whole of Nigeria. That Edo State is richer than a lot of countries in West Africa, not a state in West Africa, countries, nation, semi-nation. That's what all the states in Nigeria are. In Boronu, the governor came up with a project to build schools, boarding schools, free.
So that's a state with insurgency, Boko Haram. So if you go to the southeast, there are some state governments who have built airports. Some have built industrial center, large shopping malls. So I don't know what people are talking about here. So tell me tangible projects. All I keep hearing is C of O, and I don't understand what C of O is a project.
Mr. Al Louise, Hacking Team said being number 7 doesn't mean you are rich, or you can be the 7th less poorest country. So you see, this is not the reason. You see, all these supporters of our governor, they don't have any substance to support the governors. They just want to do it just for the sake that they want to be seen, that they are fighting for the state. Yes, I'm fighting for the state, but I position that Edo State is broke. Alois came out today from his home in America to explain to me that this is what is happening. We are not broke. That we truly, I stand on his Alois position. We have abandoned corporations, state-owned corporations, abandoned. I swear to God, about 4 weeks ago, I've had to shed tears for my old school, a situation we have to coming up, start donating money among ourselves, class 80, graduates from class
Okay,
80 to buy
let me
chairs
intercede you.
for our school. No chairs in most of these schools anymore.
Let me
You mentioned
intercede
that
you.
there was red roof. So what are you all saying?
Well, let me intercede you just now. You've just mentioned you have many abandoned corporation, like the Bender newspaper, Bender pharmaceutical, the Edo line, and the rest.
Yes.
You've just mentioned it. Okay. Do you know why I said there's misplaced priorities? Somebody knows that Osiomo power plant is not going to give light to the people in Edo State.
I told them last year.
Wait, no, let me just finish it. It's not going to give light to the people in Edo State. And the Edo State government gave the Chinese man that owns Osiomo power plant 700 million naira.
700 million.
What if that 700 million would have been taken to revamp Edo line, Edo pharmaceutical, or Edo this? That will give the government money than a project that's not going to generate money for the government.
700 million. One person for London, for Europe, or for diaspora will do that, pay that money.
You have to understand how the priorities are being misplaced. So you are better off using it to revamp those corporations you're talking about that will bring money to the state. Not a power plant that is not going to give light to anybody.
Atukuna de here. It's the last motor you are talking. You are still talking about youth up and down. And I, Louise, have told you that Amechi was 30-something when he became the governor of Rivers State. And that Akim Bello, they were younger people. What are you still talking about youth? Youth from beer parlor to come to government house? So, Mr. Alois, thank you for coming today. I just want to ask some few questions for those who want to ask questions. Hakim team, maintain, send questions, not you asking, yet you are still talking about 2010. And Alois has explained to you that he uses 2010 as a role model to explain certain things, what is happening, as a template of our budget, most Nigerian state budgets. And yet you are still hammering on that. And he gave it to you and explained himself up to the point that they still come up with audio project, and that 2010 figures, even then, if you want to think of it, 2010, our current governor was in the hands of affair as far as economic is concerned, Edo State economy is concerned. So I don't know what you are saying. I don't know what you are defending. I will position, I would like to submit that you do not have enough substance to substantiate your support for the current governor. I'm ashamed, and you should be ashamed of yourself if you cannot come up and counteract him with points and evidence. If I say I'm ashamed or you should be ashamed, I don't mean to insult you. It's a way of saying it. That's what it means. It's not an insult. You say it did not say so, until he was called out, he was pulled up. Yes, that is misleading. I told you is that he told you that it's a template which they use. And I've just told you in 2010, OBASEKI was in the helms of affair for 8 years as economic team chairman. You did not counter him. Are you ready to counter him now? Alex Agbotan, Yamo would have done better. My own take. Yamo would have done better because a fresh hand. If you have been working in a farm and a fresh hand comes in, what do you get? The progress of the work. Go back, Alex Agbotan. Go and see the manifestos of POI. Election has come and gone. I'm not campaigning for Yamo at this point in time. I'm campaigning for Obaseki. Go and look at the simple agenda of Ize-Iyamu. You will see that there is substance there, and that is what we need, and that is the medicine we need. Revamp the economy. Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Louise.
No. Like I said, the issue I'm talking about has nothing to do with Mr. Ize-Iyamu being governor or not governor. What I'm saying is, I'm only talking about who is the government in Edo State. So whoever contested or didn't contest is not my issue. So whether you go and put Ize-Iyamu there or you go and put whoever there, what matters to me is who is in government at the moment. So I'm not interested in who won election, who didn't win, or whatever. It's who is in government now. So what is it giving to the people? What's the dividend of democracy?
Akeem Tim do not have it. It's just here to bully.
So there is no evidence that Ize-Iyamu could have done better if he was governor. But what I'm saying is that we should stop complaining about who should be governor, who should not be governor. The point, we should focus on who is the present government. So people keep talking about abroad, America, or whatever, America. What people talk about in America now is Joe Biden. No one cares about Trump lost or he lost. Trump would have been better on this. Focus on the government you have now. The government you have now.
We are on the same page, my brother.
The government you have now promise you to give you this or promise you to give you that. So once this government leaves, the focus is on the next government. So it doesn't matter what political party it belongs to or whatever. So that is what we have to understand the way to make your state or your country better. So the idea of saying this man Ize-Iyamu should have won or shouldn't have, that's not my issue. I'm not interested. I don't care about who becomes governor, who doesn't become governor.
Yeah.
My issue is, this is the person ruling for 4 years. This is what I can analyze. This is what I can talk about. So if I'm going to talk about Sanwo-Olu, I talk about Sanwo-Olu. I'm not interested in Ambode. Ambode is a gun government. So if I'm going to sit here and start talking about Shomole government, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Shomole was governor 4, 5, 6 years ago or whatever years ago. So why am I still talking about Shomole and Obaseki? If I sit down here and start talking about Shomole and Obaseki continuously, it means that the present one is doing nothing. That's why I keep bringing Obaseki or Shomole into the issue. So the issue should be, who is the governor now? What is he doing? Is he giving the dividend of democracy to the people? So that's what matters.
As the last was Tony in the battle just run out, so it's on charge. Israel, get ready your question. Get ready to counteracting. Lawrence Osato, you are welcome. Once Obaseki has become a governor, what's stopping him to bring back the brewery that can create large employment for the people from this situation, from the allocation? That's a good question. Alois, are you there? It's a good question from Lawrence Osato. Hakim Team, can you answer this? Because those who supported Obaseki, people in the forerunner, like Osakwe Nokwodin, if the Bender Brewery, if the Bender Pharmaceutical, the Bender Cement, they were all there, these are areas that would have created employment or positions for these people. That's what I think, that revamping the state corporation would have done a lot. Apart from giving these people jobs, this will help the people to gain employment, to get more employment in. All these things for bring more employment in. All these things for bring more revenue for the states and for us to develop our state. My take still remain, me not the fear. Make we bake the cake first before we start talking about sharing. You don't understand, this is not the reason. Here's a situation, a lot of people, half of the people will vote for Obaseki, They supported Obaseki because it's some people call him economist, some people they call him a technocrat. Now you say you shall be ride horse, see feet, ride down. Akin team, I disagree with you if that is what you are saying, that government do not have business in business. You are lying. In the United Kingdom, government spent a lot of money, even this COVID-19, to wake up a lot of businesses. Government is the responsibility of the government to produce the infrastructures. Those rail lines you are talking about were formerly owned by by government. They then let it out. Mr. Alois, somebody said Hakitim, now I asked him to talk. He's telling me that government do not have business in business. Everything they talk in Britain today is business. BT was owned by government before. They sublet it out.
I think when hello.
Go on, talk. Somebody's asking how I live in UK. How many companies is owned by the British government? I know you are very good in this area. Can you answer it, Mr. Alois?
I think when people say government does not have business in business, that's why I say our people either still live in denial or they still live in on what you call the obsolete statement, expired theories. When they say our people does not live in business. Number one, I'll tell you a simple thing. Economics 101. Economics 101. If you did the economics in school, he say when businesses
they answer you now.
He say when businesses have problem, or even in biology, in what you call the theory of natural selection, he say only the strong will survive, the weak will die. The same theory in economics 101. Business compete and the stronger ones survive and the weaker ones will fail. That was the economics of the 80s. Now,
that's competition.
When you say government has no business in business, I ask the person the simple question. During the 2009 recession, who was the business in business when business was dying? Who was bailing out banks? Who was giving corporations money? Why didn't the government?
Akim was giving it to the Akim team.
Yes, so why didn't the government allow the business to die according to the theory of natural selection if they don't have any business in business? So even in the so-called COVID time that we are now, if you go to even Nigeria that he's talking about, a lot of companies in Nigeria, the Inosi Motors, the Dangote, all of them, they've taken federal overdraft during the COVID, federal loans. Government has no business in business. Even in the UK, if you look at the UK, you can see like a couple of weeks ago, or even a few days ago, you heard that the Prime Minister Boris Johnson met with Bill Gates. The UK government agreed to give nearly £350 million to Microsoft to develop some new technology for green energy. Government has no business in business.
Are you there?
Then if you go back again, like you were saying just if you check all the major business in the UK, the major businesses, your BT, your telephones, your railways, your major financial institutions, they were all owned by the British government. So after time as a government, you privatize. That is what you do. That is what you do. Now, I was laughing the other day in Nigeria. People were saying, "Oh, why is the federal government bringing out money for cow? I was just laughing.
Government do not have business in business.
Government does not have business in cow. They should go to America and check. Whether they like it or not, the business of cow is a valuable issue of national security. It's food.
Yes.
The people in Nigeria cannot live without cow. The government has to intervene. If you go to America, the government intervenes in pig farming. They give money to farmers, grants, for them to sustain the industry. So I don't know what they are talking about when they say government has no business in business because they don't know. They keep saying all these things.
So thank you very much. Let me answer Akim Chin. He seems to be to be living in the UK. If you're starting up in business today and you cannot get loan because of bad credit or banks do not want to involve in your business, there's a scheme called the Low Guarantee Scheme. Is that not government involving in business? Hakim T, you see, one has started to talk like this. Now, they spoil the government for Nigeria. Government for Nigeria still have business in business.
No, I think you should give him a simple example in the UK. The Southeastern Rail Line.
Yes.
It's being run by the UK government. You should go and check.
What about the HS2?
So I don't know what they are talking about.
The HS2 line.
No, I think what they need to understand that when it comes to business and investing, there are three people that put money into business. You have the financial markets, you have the individuals or businessmen.
Yes, shareholders.
Yes, and you have the government. Now, in the absence of the financial market not putting money, in the absence of the businessmen not putting money, the government steps in. It happens everywhere in the world.
See, Hakim Chim has changed now.
No,
he said he did not say so. He has agreed now.
No, I'll give you a simple example. I'll give you another simple example.
Yeah.
You know when we have this coronavirus, when the virus came, the first company that developed the medicine, what was it called? It's not Pfizer. There's the other one called the American one.
AstraZeneca.
No, AstraZeneca. The other one.
Just like mine.
Is the American one. That's the one people always say is the best. I forgot the name now. They use it in Nigeria as well.
Oxford, no,
Oxford. It's oh gosh, let me find the name for you.
And while you are finding it, Hakim said government is involved in infrastructure. They do it for free. They don't get money. The infrastructures are not provided for business. Look at the conference in Glasgow now. What is it for? It's the Moderna.
Yeah, Moderna. Now,
Alex Agbotan just reminded.
Yes. Now, if you go and check the history, if you go and check Moderna, Moderna never produced any vaccine or any medicine until the coronavirus. Now, that same Moderna, if you go and check their history, they have taken nearly $4 billion as money from the US government in the past 10 years.
Government do not have business.
Government money. And immediately Moderna produced the first vaccine. Do you know what happened? They sold it to the government at a high money, but they took free money from the government.
Government do not have business in business.
That is government don't have any business in business.
Yeah.
So the people don't understand when they keep saying all these things, government have no business in business. They only say it to you as a developing country to control your mindset, or to control your thinking, or to control your economy. Whereas in the West, the government has business in business.
Very well. Licenses they said to you to operate your business. Is that not business? Did they give it to you for free? You pay money. Am I lying?
Yeah, you pay.
You pay. Is that not business in business? You pay tax. The road you use, you pay your road tax. You understand? So I don't know. Jordan one said you are dancing right. Which dancing right? I mean, a capitalist. He said the United States got sponsor medical research. Government sponsor medical research. So my people, when I don't hear today, one last topic I would like him to talk, our brother to talk about today is Hakim, you said you guys are contradicting yourself. We're talking how are we contradicting ourselves? Israel Mota, the line is now okay now. The phone is charged now. In case you want to contribute, you are free to call in. And Hakim T, you are free to call in. Give us your own your own idea, your own views. But on this occasion, you could not defend OBASEKI, which you are trying to, or maybe you are just trying to tell us that You know a bit of economy, but government do not have business in business. When we tackle you on the other side, you turn to the other side, and again you are accusing us that we are contradicting ourselves. In what way? You could not say. The phone is now open. Webwari. You talk on. You talk. Who owns NNPC, Louise?
The NNPC is owned by the Nigeria government, the Nigeria state.
Hakim, is that lie? Government do not have business in business. Who owns NNPC? NNPC? Who is selling your passport?
My people.
Yeah.
Not do well, my people. Make I tell you now one thing.
Go ahead. This is tell us your name. Is the last motor on the line?
Mona de listen you. Una go day here they go kaduna. Youth be telling us so not get mantle of leadership. And yet you are enjoying the dividends of democracy. I'm not interested in whoever. Mona de listen. All this one talk now to brainwash you. People don't they say bag of rice. Can't give you one use mineral and biscuits. They deceive you again. Youth, they tell you now, so not get mantle of leader. That's so this one day, that's so this one day. That's so that one day. They say you don't tell what we see. We know say Nyash will not say it could smell. Not be today we see Agberu see overload. All Mala with Iketo. It is time for us as youth to wake up, to take the mantle of leadership.
Now youth they lecture us now.
Now youth they lecture us now.
Tell us what you want now. You want me youth just come.
My people, now make we now wake up. It is time for us to unite and say enough is enough.
Are you talking to the youth or are you talking to elderly people? Are you talking to old people like us or youth?
It is time for you to take the mantle of leadership. If somebody of about less than 40 is heading is already a prime minister, and yet we are defining youth as somebody who is 40, who will not be deceived? It is time for us to start thinking about what is right and let our people go.
And you don't think of who is right now. Youth now take over power for Sudan.
We are not ready to our people until we know that our being deceived rests on the people who has put us into this jeopardy.
Who are these people? Who are these people?
Only talking, reading from Genesis to Revelation, we are enjoying the dividends of democracy. Why can't you stand to say no and say, let me join hands with those people to take the mantle of leadership? Oh, no, my people, it is time for us not to be deceived. Open your eyes. Campaign don't start. I never know. Campaign to bring us back into the same Egypt.
You are right, Mr. Israel.
So,
yeah, Mr. Louise, go ahead. Can you give him a rebuttal, please?
Louise know me. We have always talked before. But
Israel, you are right. You are right.
So I am not interested in all this one. Reading from Genesis to Revelation.
He said you are right. He wants to talk now.
Democratic system. You are living in a democratic system. You are enjoying the dividends of democracy while our people are lavishing in potholes, singing national anthem. It is time for us not to be deceived. It is time for us not to be deceived. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Louise, can you give a response to Israel Asemota?
No, I think Mr. Israel is right. Like I said, he's right. But I think Mr. Israel, in a way, if you follow what I've said, everything I say tonight, I am not saying the youth should not go and take over power in Nigeria, or the youth should not go and rule or become governor or become president or become whatever. That is what I want myself. But the thing is, in every want you life, everything you want in life, there's what we call practicalities.
Yes.
Feasibility for it to happen. And that's why I say to you, the question is, are these youth really ready to? That's why I brought the issue of Big Brother to you. These youth are more comfortable voting in Big Brother than voting in general election. I'll also give you another instances. It's easy for us to say you to go and take power. Now, how are they going to take that power? I give you a simple instance. I say how the politicians stop the youth from voting or taking power. During election, they will close the university. Automatically, about 20 million votes will be cancelled. So those are the things that the youth need to fight for and say, oh, you are stopping us from voting. You are stopping us from doing this. You are stopping us from doing that. So it's not enough to say, for us to sit down and say, you should go and take power, should go and whatever. Nobody is stopping them. But the issue is we have to look at the practicalities of doing it. Yeah, you are right, Mrs. Ariwo, that voting is frustrating. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying that the politicians make it hard for the youth to go and vote. But instead of the youth to say, okay, like you were protesting for NSAS, we want you to ban NSAS. They should protest or to look for ways to remove all this roadblock that is frustrating you from voting. That is what's more important. Otherwise, what you keep still getting is this same recycled politician, like people keep saying, oh, let's cancel PDP, let's cancel APC from government. Then I laugh. How can you cancel APC and PDP? It's practically impossible because Rome was not built in a day. You don't build Rome in a day. These parties has been existing for more than 20 years, as in the case of PDP and APC. You can also say it's 20 years because APC is metamorphosized from PDP. You can also say that. So they've been existing. So you cannot just take power away from these two parties easily. Number one, they have the financial wherewithal.
One moment, Louise. Israel is back again. Israel, go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah.
I am happy that you said Rome was not built in a day. I am going to tell you one fact. I am not here to like you know me very well.
Yeah.
Me and you, we know each other. So Rome was not built in a day. I love that one. I love that what you said. But I want to tell you, you have been speaking eloquently. We both have engaged in a debate, and I told you one thing.
Yeah.
Since you have the capacity, since you have everything that you're reading, if you're not deceiving the people, why can't you come out and set people who are also intellectuals like you to actually sit down and draw the framework for a better society? Because
you are right, Mr. That's what I call the practicalities of doing things.
Hang on. You are saying the same thing now. You keep on, every time you talk, I always listen to you. You keep repeating oneself and reading histories. But the histories have led us to this suffering at that of a Bermuda Triangle. I keep on telling you, Mr. Louise, it is time for you to practice what you preach. How do you practice what you preach? Is by engaging on the stakeholders who know what they are doing to make sure we fix the system other than letting it fall into this pothole. Did you see the children who were swimming inside the water singing the national anthem? Is that good? And you keep on telling people like me to come and teach and wait on. No, please, let's not just come into that. If you know that you actually stand for what you are reading, then join hands with the force to make sure that state changes itself. Because a little boy with a funny name who believes that state has a place for him should be given a chance, just as you are reading your own as well. I cannot be cajoled again. So I am not interested in that. It is better that me and you are all fighting for the change. But the change must start with a proper structure, a proper framework, a proper foundation. Because you and I know that the foundation of that country is being built on a wrong cycle. So how do you...
There is no foundation for that country.
One moment, Louise. Let him finish. I have one question from Irene Ward for you. Irene Ward said, how do you want them to go about, how do you want them, that is the youth, to go about it? Give us your own idea, please. Give us your own idea.
Referring to me? Are you referring to me?
No, Irene's Ward, a commentator, is asking you this question.
Okay. The thing is that I always say one thing. It is for us to start talking. Talking now is for everybody to bring their own ideas. Just like Louise is talking about his own right now. It's about him bringing his own ideas, other people bringing their own ideas to make sure that everybody work together. It's not by talking and reading it like if we are reading Bible or we are preaching to everyone. No. When you stand, you have to stand for what you are practicing. So I am telling you, if you know you have to make a better change because what is happening there, nobody likes it. Instead of preaching about this old thing, me and you, we have engaged on this thing. So that is why I tell you, I know who is speaking. So instead of wasting time on recycling this thing, you are imposing them again because you are trying to make a campaign. That is why I told them. We should not be brainwashed again. We all live in diaspora. You are enjoying the dividends of democracy today. It was people who work for it. So if you see that you can make a change, why wasting the time on in doing it? Use that to collect all the youth together and make sure that they have the work and let them come back on and set a proper structure. Build a foundation. This is the thing.
Mr. Israel, one more question. By coming to Nigeria World Platform to broadcast to the whole world, is he not talking to the youth?
I am not. You see, it's not this way. You keep saying if you're not talking to the youth. You have your own opinion, Mr. Monday. I have my own opinion.
Yeah.
My own opinion is to make sure that the youth should be the people responsible to start building it. How many conventions that have been coming that you see them telling this is what we want to do. This is what we have to do. I keep giving you all the time. Malema took the mantle of leadership because you see that the ANC, the system they were using is not right. You, Louise, you understand it. What is happening in Finland today? Who is getting the hardening in New Zealand? Who is the Prime Minister of Ukraine? Is he not Vladimir Zelensky? Zelensky was a comedian. He saw what was happening. He started campaigning. And where is he today? These are what I'm supposed to be hearing, not the recycling government. The recycling government. If you know you have...
Wait a minute. It's Obaseki is a governor. Governor Obaseki is not a youth.
I am not Obaseki or whatsoever.
Is he not a youth?
I'm not interested. If you keep pushing me on this Obaseki thing, I'm not interested in them. It's simple. This is my opinion. I'm not interested in them.
We'll take one more call before you answer some questions, Mr. Louise. There's somebody from America before you give response to our Okarele, Israel Asemuta. Irene Ward said that question that was sent to Israel Asemuta is supposed to be for you. That how do we go about it now? Because she wants to join you in your crusade. Then, while you are answering that...
I have to cut my own because I'm only saying it for the youth to wake up. If he has the man to let him go and sit and let him start making forum. All these ones coming here to preach.
Alois, they said you should come out in a forum, not hiding behind the camera. That's what he's saying. Let us pick the call from the man from US. Man from US, the man calling from US, go ahead, the line is cleared now. Israel Asemuta is waiting to hear what you have to say. Alois, keep talking until the call comes. Answer Irene Ward. The lady Irene Ward is on the... I've pinned her there now. You can see her. She doesn't speak Bini properly, and she's a Bini woman, and she's a youth. No one to take my tone.
Yes. Like I said to you, Mr. Okagbe.
Yeah.
What I say is I'm a man that believes in practicalities. So I look at a problem, I analyze it, and I seek solutions. Now, hello, are you hearing me?
We are hearing you loud and clear.
So now, I think a lot of times that me and the caller, Mr. Israel, we are seeking the same solution. But my view about that solution...
Hello, 1 second, Mr. Alois. The man from America is online. Go ahead, my brother.
Good evening, everybody.
God bless you.
Yeah, Mr. Israel, please, my brother, you have to calm down sometime. I don't like the way you accuse people when they come out with their own opinion. This guy was talking, he spoke very good, he spoke very well. He wasn't biased over what he just said. I always listen to you, even when you are speaking in the Nigeria Worship program, all the time. This is how you always try to come up for accusing people over their own opinion. You don't just come out and start talking the way you just sounded out. Because this guy just came out with his own opinion. The first thing you got to do, you got to say, if you have an agenda towards the youth, is just the same way we're talking right now in this program. That is the first step. If you got any other opinion that you can come out with, that can, you got to set up a program. Come to Nigeria, be a part of the politicians. Once they talk anything about politics, you always keep saying you are not a politician. You don't want to hear anything about it.
And you want power, for the youth.
And this same guy is playing over the failure in power in that country, which is 80% correct. This guy also talk about the recycling of the government, recycling of the people in power, right from their youth age. He said it, which is very correct. Let me tell you presently now, who are the youth right now that's really capable to come out as that man? And how do they come out? It's not the way you're just talking. You just come out with your own opinion, man. You don't need to accuse anybody. The same thing you do in Nigeria Watch. You say you know him, you know how he speaks, you debate with him. What is that shit all about, man? That's not how to speak. You don't accuse him. It's a linear guy just like you. You come out with your own opinion the same way. We other guys will also come out with their fucking opinion. Do things right, man, the way it should be. It's not the way you're just talking, man. You can't make it the way you're talking, man. It's not easy for you to come out easily the way you think it will be. It's not going to work out the way you thought, man. So this guy who is used to some program right now on this issue is right. It's making sense. It's making points. It's not easy. The Rome is not built in a day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller from America. Thank you. Mr. Al Louise, can you give a response to Okagele, Israel Asemota, and Irene Ward and the man from America?
I think what I always find hard to understand with we Nigerians or Nigerians is that we are very easy to compare Nigeria with America or to compare Nigeria with South Africa, like my brother mentioned, Julius Maleye taking over and splitting the ANC in South Africa, or maybe the guy in Ukraine taking over power. Countries, you need to understand the basic thing about a country. You cannot just compare a country. Nigeria is a different country to South Africa.
This is how they push over.
Nigeria is a different country from Ukraine. Now, the way you look at everything, you have to look at the peculiarity of the issues in a country. That's why I say before I speak, I analyze the issue, I bring similar countries or similar figures together to look at it. Now, if you look at South Africa does not have 250 ethnic groups. South Africa does not speak 300 languages. South Africa does not have Hausa, Fulani, it doesn't have Yoruba, it doesn't have Igbo.
Yes.
Now,
yes.
If you go to Nigeria now, go and carry the most brilliant youth in the world, that's a Nigerian, and it will take $1 billion to sponsor him and put him there. If the people of Nigeria say it's the turn of Hausa man, it doesn't matter how many billion you spend on that youth from Bayelsa State. If we don't win that election, we are still a country that is polarized. You have to look at the peculiar situation of Nigeria. That is what you have to look at. Don't compare, say, a young man took over power in Rwanda. Let me tell you in Nigeria today, let an Igbo man, or let me not go to Igbo because I'll be making a stupid mistake. Let an Urobo man in the military now just go there now and go and take over power from Nigeria, from Buhari. I can tell that all the Hausa there will mobilize and go and shoot that Hausa man, shoot that guy. It doesn't matter whether that man mean well for Nigeria.
It happened before.
It doesn't matter whether that youth mean well for Nigeria. We are a country of 250 ethnic groups. Just like you have in power now, Buhari is the president. To the people in the south, Buhari is rubbish, he's stupid, he's sick, he's that. But to the man in Kanu, to the man in Lafia, they love Buhari. Why do they like Buhari? Buhari, when he became president today, Buhari understand what his fellow Northerner needs, what they like. If you look at the Nigeria budget today, in fact, I keep saying to people, they don't know what's going on there. The CBN governor is in fact the Minister of Agriculture. Go and check how much is going into agriculture. And do you know where this money is going to? It's going to the northern states.
And not coming to the south. None of
Yeah,
them.
because we Southerners, we don't want to farm. We think we are oil workers. Now, if you check the statistics from the Bureau of Statistics in Nigeria, go and check which part of Nigeria has the highest level of unemployment. Do you know which part of Nigeria has the highest level of unemployment? It is the South-South region. The South-South region.
They don't want to work.
No, I am telling you, when you are shouting and blaming Buhari, the people living in Lafia, the people living in part of Niger State, they are not complaining about Buhari. So if you want to go and overthrow a man called Buhari, say a young man called Melale in South Africa take over, those people in Lafia or in Damaturu, they will just mobilize and shoot your head out of Nigeria.
Why the Benin people will want to kill Obaseki?
It's same as if let me just tell you today, Mr. Okagbe.
Yeah.
Let me just say today. If Tinubu succeed to be the president of Nigeria tomorrow, or you put Osibanjo there, or you put under Yoruba man there, I will assure you tomorrow, Yoruba people will not complain about Nigeria again. That is how Nigeria works because of the ethnic complexity of the country. So if you go and carry one youth and sponsor him with $1 billion, ethnicity is still what we practice in Nigeria. That is the reality of the nation. That's why I say to you.
As we practice tribalism in Edo State.
Yes, that is why I say to you, you cannot just compare countries with Nigeria and say, oh, this man in South Africa, this man in Ukraine or that. It doesn't work that way. And now when you say the youth, somebody say, oh, the youth should go and contest, the youth should just come out. The reason I use Rome was not built in a day. He has to understand these things. If you go to America, the Democratic Party has been existing for years. The Republican, even Trump, that is so popular among the ordinary man, he had to go to the Republican Party because he knows that institutions are very difficult to defeat. He had to hijack the Republican Party. Same as Obama, as a young senator, went in there and hijacked the Democratic Party. So this issue that you are saying, oh, let's forget PDP for the APC, is just street talk. You cannot remove these people. Okay, let me just give you a practical example, Mr. Okagbena. Let's assume me and you or whoever, all of us are talking now. We are all youth. We are 1 million youth. We decide to say, let's form our party. For you to form a political party, it's not by paper. It involves money for logistics, money for mobilization, money for taking people to polling booth and different money. Now, I will now say to you now, okay, we need 1 billion naira to run this election. I'll say everybody should donate 20,000. It is from there you start hearing somebody will tell you, say, I don't have money for food. I don't have money to go and take my speaking to hospital. You want me to donate 20,000. Whereas in PDP or APC, you already have billionaires who are able to bring out this money within 2 seconds. So that is why you cannot defeat these major political parties. They've been built. That is the reality of the whole show. So if the youth want to go into PDP and hijack PDP, it's very fine. If they want to go into APC and hijack APC, it's very fine. So now it's easier to do in France or in America because what you have in France and America is a very educated electorate. They are very educated. Their level of education is high. Now,
even the watch night, the Megad.
Yeah, they are educated. You have a country called Nigeria where you have 10 million children. According to the old government, the government itself, their own statistics, you have 10 million out of school children. 10 million out of school children. That means there is 10 million children who cannot read and write. These children will grow up. That is government statistics. So if you look at the real numbers, it could be up to like 15 million or 20. So these people will grow up without going to school. Now, a man in PDP or APC will come on election day and share 5,000. This man is uneducated. You think he will just go and vote for that youth who speaking English? He will leave the PDP man that bring 10,000 and go and vote for that youth that is speaking English. So that is why I say you have to look at the practicalities of the situation. No one is discouraging youth here. It is the practicalities. It's just like people are shouting and say Igbo presidency, Igbo presidency. Have you ever seen somebody who sit there in his house and say Igbo, come and take presidency? They have
Well,
to work for it. They have to work for it. They have to have a credible candidate that is capable. Listen, for you to win president in Nigeria, you don't win president in Edo State. Okay, just like I listened to you earlier, you were saying to me, oh, Obaseki is targeting to become a senator in Edo State.
yes,
I
that's
can say to you on a practical sense of view, I will not totally subscribe to that theory. Because that's why I say to
it's
you,
not a theory, it's a fact.
no. Look at the reason I've said I'm not going to subscribe to it totally. That's why I say to it, you cannot just use a general convention to compare things. So when you talk about Edo State, you have to take Edo State and weigh it against other states in Nigeria. Now, if you look at Edo State, Obaseki might have the ambition to become the senator from Edo South. That is why he's fighting PDP.
Yes.
But now, me as somebody sitting here, what I look at, I'm not talking from the point of a politician or as a candidate or whatever. I look at the practicalities. How does he achieve it? Now, if you look at Edo State compared to many of the states, Edo State is an off-season election, or what you call an off-cycle election. By the time there's the next senatorial election in Edo State, Obaseki is still the governor of Edo State. Do you understand?
Yes.
So the election is in 2023. Obaseki is still governor. So he cannot contest as a senator.
Let me explain to you. You didn't get me well. Let me explain that to you.
Yeah.
From a reliable source,
yeah,
Obaseki will still be a governor when the election comes on board. What the game plan here is that Obaseki will still be governor. Urogide will contest for governorship, for governorship position in 2024. If he loses or if he wins, Obaseki would run a by-election. He will be a senator.
No. Listen to what you just said. That's why I say there's a point wrong. There's something wrong in that point.
What is wrong with it?
Listen to me.
If he loses,
No. Hold on. 2023, Obaseki is still the governor of Edo State.
I know. Yes, the game plan is Obaseki will still be governor at 2023.
So what you are saying, basically what you are saying is that, wait, hang on. What you are saying is that in 2023, Urogide will not contest as a senator.
Urogide will contest as a senator. Then he will win. If he wins, he stays there. You understand?
Yes.
Then 2024, when the governorship election comes on, then Urogide will now resign, just like Atiku from governor to vice president. That is the game plan. You want to bet?
Yeah. So that may be the game plan, But don't forget one thing, Your governor at the moment, is not even powerful in the PDP. True or false? True or false?
At the moment, no. But
okay. Now,
he tries to go and find truth.
Wait, no, don't forget. Let me tell you one thing. The day the governor stepped down as governor, his power goes down even more. So that's why I say that because Edo State is an off-cycle election, it's more harder for him. If Edo State senator election was in 2023, it's very easy for the governor. That's why I said that Oshomole could not become a senator because he was an off-cycle election.
From a reliable source, that is the game plan.
No, I'm not saying he can nurture that.
Between them, I heard it.
No, he can nurture the ambition. I'm not saying he cannot have the ambition. I'm just saying the practicalities of achieving it.
You yourself know how close I am to them.
No, I'm not saying he cannot have the ambition. I'm saying the practicalities of achieving it. That's what I'm talking about. So you understand. But at the end of the day, everything has to do with practicalities. So the youth can come in, or we can have an Igbo president, but there has to be practicalities. So you cannot just go and cut off PDP or cut off APC overnight. These people are strong political forces. They are hard.
They have no, put it this way, put it in a decent word. PDP has eternal democracy. That I know right from day one because I've been with PDP. It's APC that do not have eternal democracy.
Yes.
PDP, a democracy. I observed, before I joined APC, I observed their meeting. I came up with a report. I said, they're democratically nurtured. But PDP, we are. Before I joined them, OBASEKI pushed me to them, to APC, and he left me there. Go ahead, my brother.
Right. Okay. The thing is, it's very difficult for
a dicey situation.
It's very difficult for a sitting governor in Edo State to become a senator. That is the truth, because the election is off cycle. You are only powerful as a governor when you are sitting on that chair. Once you leave, it doesn't matter who you put after you. The man will become your enemy one way or the other.
I'll Louise, listen. In 2023, OBASEKI will still be in power, and he will be able to use his power to plant his people, his men, unless he will get problem like what played out in 3 days ago in the national convention.
Yeah, but he hasn't been able to take control of the PDP structure, which he wants.
That's why he's fighting hardly. Very hard to get it. That's why. Nothing more than that. Otherwise, this is your second term, and that's the last. You cannot contest 3 times. Why is he fighting for it now? This is the reason why he wants to become the senator. He got one. You talk to Cousins.
He can go there. It's his right to seek to be a senator.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you like I said, if people ask yourself, what has the person done as governor?
That's what is going to play out, but we don't know what will happen the next 3 years. He may come out and turn Edo to construction site.
Listen, if you send a child to secondary school, you have GSS1 to GSS3, which is half term. You have SS1 to SS3. If you do not have a good report card in GSS1 to GSS3, and you're already in SS1, no good report card, so you now become a magician in 2 years. That's impossible. So
are you saying that the governor's position is finished now? It's going to be like that till the end for the next?
Listen. If you cannot listen, in every government in the world, even in the United Kingdom, in America, or whatever, you perform in that. Your first 2 years is the best time every governor performs. Is the first 2 years anywhere in the world. Is the first 2 years because
first 100 days.
The first 100 days is to roll out achievements. Anyway, that's what it is. But it's the first 2 years because what you have to look at. Why I said the first 2 years, because you already believe in a way that you're going to be there for 4 years, or you're going to run again and be there for 8 years. Now, if you have borrowed some money from the bank to execute some big capital projects, you are likely going to be paying back from your year 5, year 6, or year 7.
Yeah.
So if you cannot perform in your first 2 or 3 years, I don't see what you're going to do in your year 4, year 5, or year 6. That is the truth. It's worldwide.
Are you saying that this is the beginning of the fall of OBASEKI?
Listen, I'm not going to use words to color it. But what I'm saying is that if you do not have any tangible achievement in your first 4 years, I don't see what magic you're going to do in your remaining 3 years. You can go ahead and commission 1 or 2 or 3 projects, but don't forget you are elected for 4 years, which also means that in a year you must have tangible projects every year. So if you cannot do that in your first 2 or 3 years, I don't see that means you've written off your first 4 years and you are now starting now from your year 4. So I don't know. That's what you are trying to say. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And next year, and this year is almost gone. Next year we have about 3 elections coming up.
No, you've only got once
government election.
Once it's February, February next year, most governments in Nigeria will not function again because it will be campaign season for 2023.
The politics time.
Yeah, most government will not function again.
Then I'm right to say beginning of the fall of Obaseki. Mr. Louise, are you still the Hakim Till is ran away because he could not support Obaseki. This is a situation whereby the forerunners, people like Osakwe Nkwodi, Abato Baze, who campaign very well for the governor, they are turning their back against him. They already know what you've just said. They already know that no hope.
It's not that there is no hope. The foundation is already
It's not
it's
late.
already bad. It's not laid properly. It's already bad. That's the truth. Listen. Look at what I keep saying to people that they don't get in Nigeria. I see a lot of people come on social media or whatever. Oh, they shout the governor of Kano State and say Ganju dollar. Oh, did laugh at him. They shout at El Rufai, laugh at him. They shout at what do you call him? The man in Imo State, laugh at him. But the reality is, if you look at the projects the man you call Ganju dollar has done in Kano, Edo State has not done half of it or even 1/3. This whole thing is there.
El Rufai. Can you compare El Rufai and Obaseki?
I am saying to you, what El Rufai has done in Kaduna, Obaseki, those state government has not even done 1/3 of it. So you have to look at so there's a lot of
Are you
talk.
talking about my technocrat governor is not up to the standard of El Rufai?
Listen, I'm not talking about it. I'm listen. What I said, I look at projects. I look at what they have done. So I don't know whether anybody is technocrat or anybody is a doctor, a philosopher, or whatever. I look at what they have done. So if you go and look at the man they nicknamed Ganju dollars.
Yeah, dollar.
Yes. So the question you need to ask yourself: would you rather have somebody who become a Ganju dollar and give you projects, and somebody who comes up and say, "Oh, I'm Jesus Christ," and gives you nothing? So that is what you need. That's what we need to ask ourselves. So sometimes perception deceive people. Perception deceive people. That's what people don't get. So like you mentioned El Rufai just now. A lot of people will just come up here and say, "Oh, El Rufai, Islamic fundamentalist is this, is that." Of course, El Rufai went to an Islamic school.
Irene what he said she's going to sleep because you did not answer her question.
What's our question?
Let me first of all, he said our vote do not count. The question I know is that, are we going to be like this? No hope.
There is hope. That's so there is hope. One of the hope is like my brother has just said, the youth has to mobilize as a union. They need to stick together.
Nigeria will never change. That's the question.
Right. It is going to be a very difficult, painful process. So don't expect that the next government will come, they will solve the problem. No, because the foundations are wrong. You have to look at Nigeria from a foundation point of view. So some people use the word restructuring. The whole foundation is totally wrong. So they have to look at the foundation. We have to have a plan. We have to have a project. So you see countries, you see like, okay, a lot of people mention China. China have what normally come up what we call a 10-year plan. They come up with it, a 5-year plan. Countries have it. But Nigeria has no plan. There is no plan, especially within the states. Now, okay, like you see the states now, a lot of them shout restructuring. That word restructuring is another way to deceive the people, not to demand from the governors.
To keep them busy.
Yes, to keep them busy. Now, okay, you are shouting restructuring at federal level. Have you done restructuring in your state? If you do restructuring in your state, and the federal government will then see that, oh, restructuring is very good in EDOS, it's very good in Delta State. Maybe this restructuring is good. I want to join the bandwagon. I'll give you some of the simple examples. 3-4 years ago, The law was passed to have what you call an independent judiciary, financial autonomy for the judiciary,
Yeah.
signed and sealed, which is another way of saying restructuring for the judiciary.
Yeah.
Go to Nigeria today. It's only 2 states who have implemented judiciary financial autonomy. Only 2 states. The same certain governor that is shouting restructuring. Those 2 states are from the north.
So
They
many
are from the north.
these Northerners are very politically enlightened.
They are more politically enlightened. That is why they will continue to rule Nigeria. Because they understand it.
Oh, yeah.
Our certain ones, all they do is talk and
And put
try
money,
to divert
money in their
and make
pocket.
the people and blame Mr. A, blame Mr. B. That is what they are very good at shouting. Just like someone shouting, oh, Wike should become president. He talks well. He's a fighter. He's a this. It's very easy to sit there in Rivers State and be shouting. Is the governor of Benue State not shouting? The governor of Benue State even shout more than Wike.
And our governor can't shout.
But you don't become the president of Nigeria by shouting. You have to be somebody that will be able to manage all the ethnic minorities in Nigeria. Yeah. Now, you are saying, okay, they say, oh, Obaseki to become president of Nigeria. You have a governor who cannot even manage a political party in APC, cannot manage a political party in PDP, then you want him to come and manage 250 ethnic groups.
Hey,
who is going to give that person the power to be president of Nigeria? Within your own state, you are fighting APC, fighting PDP. One of the qualities of leadership is the ability to bring people together and to manage them. He has failed in those critical areas. And you are telling me to go and give him the key of Nigeria. The key of Nigeria is very critical. It's to rule Nigeria, you have to be very strong. Because the ethnic minorities are very difficult to manage. They are very difficult. The man in Kano is different from the man in Niger. It's different from the man in Zamfara. So you have to be able to micromanage all these people. So if you cannot micromanage your own state in Edo State, then you want to go and micromanage Abuja. So that's why I love when people say Obaseki should become the president of Nigeria. I'm just laughing. Unless you want to put Nigeria in more problems.
But Tinubu can become president.
With Tinubu, to be fair, he has been governor of Lagos State. He is capable of becoming the Nigerian president. He has the qualities. He has proven himself as governor. Now, the problem people in the South has with Tinubu is that they think or they believe that Tinubu has become rich since he became governor.
Yeah.
Yes, he has become rich. But the question I also ask them is that, tell me how many people in Nigeria has not become rich since they became governor? You tell me, show me one. At the same time, you people keep fighting yourself in the South. Oh, Tinubu became rich, he's going to be fraud if he become president.
Especially the new people. They give Obaseki trouble.
Now, it's Atiku Abubakar. How did he become rich? The Northerners are happy to support Atiku. Then you are saying you want to support your fellow Southerner. Then I said to somebody the other day, you are clamoring for a certain president. Okay, on election day, you now have Atiku on one ticket, Tinubu on one ticket. You say, Tinubu is a thief. Now you now prefer a Northerner. That you say you don't want a Northerner. You go and vote for the Northerner.
You said it all.
So these people, they don't know what their problem is in Nigeria.
And that is what Israel Asameka is saying. He said the old politician, they want to bring back.
So that is why you see
that on that day they will go and vote a Northerner.
That is why you see that the North will keep dominating the South because the South doesn't know their problem. Look at the PDP convention they just did. The national chairman, I said to you, the North went in one room and said, we are picking one person. We are not going to fight ourselves. We don't care if he's a criminal or that. This is the person we are picking.
Consensus.
But you pick somebody from the South, they will say he's a criminal, this is a that, he's done that, he's done that. The man was governor of Lagos State. You go and bring the paper that he stole your money. You just live on speculation. So tell me which governor in Nigeria has not stole. You tell me.
None of them.
So I don't know what they are talking about. So they've all feasted in it. They've all.
Thank you very much, Mr. Louise, for taking time out today to speak to us. because I have the notion, I still believe in it, that Edo State is broke. Would you believe that Edo State is broke or not? Or you said no? Your submission, please, your last comment on this, so that make I know how to deal with these people. Because me say he not get money, and that this man is so gentle that he cannot hurt a fly. And you have just come in and you have just explained to us now that no state that is not broke in Nigeria, that they all have body, that they just mismanage the economy, and that our governor can't even manage his party, his political party, his platform, let alone he can manage infrastructure for us. And yet some people will still come out there, start talking, start insulting, swearing at people for talking to the governor, when in fact they are the people fighting the governor, killing the governor softly. How can a governor be in charge of a state, then he could not do a lot of things for the people, and other states are producing? And here is a situation: school children do not have chairs in school, no better road, nothing at all to write to say that this is what is the government legacy. This is where my problem comes in. And I said, come and join me today to come and, to help me to discuss this scarcity of fund for Edo State to give us meaningful development. But as you have rightly said, in a way, it looks like you are sitting on the fence that we have the money, and why is he not spending it? You could not explain.
Listen to what I'm saying. Government is a continuum. It's a continuous process. No government is excessively rich, and no government is excessively poor.
They create it.
You create wealth, you transfer wealth. It's a continuous process. That's why I say. That's why I say to you.
5 years.
Yeah, that's why I say to you. If I go to my bank and borrow $1 million, and I say to my bank, I'm going to pay back in 5 years, and I'm paying, I can equally go back to my bank, or I can go back, to a different bank and say to them, look, I'm paying 1 million to my bank, I need you to borrow me 1 million or 2 million. Give me 2 million. I want to pay that off. That is how government works. It's a continuous process. So there's never been issue of there is no money or there is money. It's a continuous process. So don't forget, before any governor goes into government, if you look at Nigeria today, all the governors you have today, a lot of them were already in government, either as permanent secretary to state government, chief of staff. They are already privy to the financial state situation of the state. They already know how much comes in or goes out. So you cannot come and tell me after 1 month that say a state is broke or doesn't have money. You already know. So when you were campaigning and shouting, that means you are lying to the people. So you already know. So the issue of broke doesn't exist here. The states are only broke when money does not come from Abuja. That is when they are only broke. As far as money is coming from Abuja, they are not broke. Like I said, only 3 states in Nigeria can survive without money from Abuja. Only 3 states. So money keeps coming from Abuja, and there is money for the states. It's only left for them to reinvest that money, to use the money wisely. And no state can, you see, I can say today, if you go back now, give those states, each state you're talking about now, give them $10 billion a month to spend, they will still tell you it's not enough.
Yeah,
go and ask anybody.
Just last question, Anthony Mafido. Mr. Alois, do you have any comment on these people who purported to support the governor during the last election, and they are now upset, and it looks like they've been cheated, or they've been used or condemned, or they've been told off? What have you to say about it? Once one of them said, say, Nai Singh Agakaritika go, therefore he merit to be a governor. What is your take on that?
Listen,
I don't fair talk, say, me come the fact with my children, say, make them go learn music, make sure they sabi sing, the carry person be commissioner too.
listen, I don't know what agreement these people had with the governor or with the political party or whatever. But as far as I'm concerned, the way I see it from my side, from a distance,
Yeah.
I see these people as paid contractors. That's the way I see them.
Have
They
they
are
been
paid.
paid? They said they never paid them.
No. Listen. You can have contractors which you don't pay like on the record. You pay them in other means.
Yeah.
You pay them in other means.
Because
A contractor.
last 2 months, there's one they called Shaba. He said his Yamu is owing him.
So a contractor could not be on the government receipt, but you can say, oh, this is campaign season. Supply 1 million liters of bottled water. You go and supply it, and then I can write a check for you, a blank check or whatever.
Yeah.
So these guys are paid contractors. It's just like you live in abroad. There's what you call volunteers during political election times. They work hard. In America, they call them, door knockers or whatever they call them in the US as well. They go from house to house. They get a stipend. That is what they are. At the end of the day, the governor has no obligation to give you a position. You were contracted for a political season.
Just like they do in America.
Yes, that is where your job starts.
Volunteers.
You are volunteers. You contracted to do the election. The election is won and lost. So if the person that is governor or whoever win the election decide to say, oh, I like this boy too much, I want to make him special advisor, I want to make him that. That is his own business. But he has no obligation to them. He doesn't owe them anything. So I think people just misconstrue where they are in. So that does not give you power to become a commissioner.
One second, that Louise. The person I've been expecting is here now. Winner one. Now you talk, say me get a Gorimakba. You don't come now. See question where you ask. I want pass on to Louise. Louise, this guy is saying that you forgot that the money Edo State is owing, OBASEKI is paying and servicing the asset at the same time. He said OBASEKI is owing and paying servicing and servicing the debt at the same time, and that is why we are broke.
That is why. Listen, that is why I say to you, government is a continuum or a continuous process.
Yeah.
Go to Lagos State. The money Fashola borrowed, Ambode is still paying. Ambode was paying. And that same money Sanwo-Olu is still paying. The same money Ambode paying, Sanwo-Olu is still paying. The same money Buhari borrowed, Jonathan borrowed, Goodluck borrowed, Buhari is still paying. The same money that Ibori borrowed, the next one is still paying. The same money that Amechi borrowed, Wike is still paying. There is no state in Nigeria that is not paying loans. There is no state. It's a continuous process. That continuous process also means that you go back to the person that borrowed you money and do a refinancing. So you have to understand how finance works. So it's a continuous process.
Thank you.
So I don't know what people are saying.
Winner one, you will call me Gorimakpa. See, I get her. You will get her. See question where you ask. Now see person will answer you. It's a government is a continual project. It's a continual process. Even when they write a budget, they will say a current expenditure, recurrent expenditure, capital. Then they pay her because the money where you borrow, they take and do something. So that's something where they take and do. It's supposed to yield some values to add more money to your purse. Do I Louise answer you well? You will get now your team of Gorimakpa, Mr. Presenter will get Akma. Now, no me go miraculous Bible. I for take knock your head. I for take curse you, but I'm not going to talk. Go ahead, Mr. Louise.
So every government in Nigeria, being it, in fact, in those states, I'll probably say the only governor that didn't borrow money was Lucky Benedium. He didn't borrow.
He
That's
didn't
why
borrow
you see.
money, and he left a lot of money.
That is why you see that people say he didn't do anything because he ruled like okay,
Administrator.
yes, he didn't understand a lot of these things, so he just ruled like that. Now, when Mr. Osumbo came into power, Mr. Osumbo did not also borrow in his short term, but he did borrow money for the counterfeit funding for the UBE, Universal Basic Education.
And he left a lot there.
That is what he borrowed in his short term. Now, when you're talking about the Oshomole government, if you look at the money that they are talking he borrowed, this money were linked to projects. They were no money just borrowed. It was linked to projects, just like the federal government is borrowing money from China, linked to projects. So I don't understand what is hula baloo is about the previous government borrow money.
I believe you, dear. That is why the current governor could not approach Oshomole's government because
if they go
this
to the
money were linked to.
If they go to the website of the World Bank, type it there, you will see it here. This money were linked and it's been verified. So I don't know what they are complaining about. So if Obaseki leaves tomorrow, the next governor coming, we also blame Obaseki for borrowing money to keep the people busy. That is what government does.
Yeah.
Eh? Now, okay, look, people they love to talk about America. Eh? Donald Trump was campaigning. He was blaming Obama for borrowing money. Eh? When he became president, he actually borrowed more, even as a conservative. He borrowed more. So I don't know why people keep saying, oh, borrow money. That is why governor cannot perform.
Obaseki borrowed more as well.
Yeah, so people keep saying, oh,
last year,
is not performing.
He borrowed 1.5 billion naira. Maybe
the governor is not borrowing, he's not performing because of borrowing money. That is just side talk. There is no governor that doesn't borrow money because that is how government work.
Thank you very much. It's asked the one Anthony Mapudo is asking why did they jail Lucky Benedium?
Who jailed Lucky Benedium?
I don't know what they jailed him. You see a lot of rumors all about flying about. Thank you very much, Mr. Louise, for coming out today to give us some insight into the purse or the cover of Edo State. God will bless you. God will support you. God will anything way you want. I'll call you come for part 2 early this weekend. This weekend to expatiate more on some other issues about comparison of Oshomole's government and Edo State government. Anthony Mafidon, EFCC never jailed Lucky Benedium. All they asked him to bring some money back. He was not jailed. My people, I thank all of you who coming today, especially Ari Ward, Vivian Daros, our man from America, our Karele Israel Sabota, Hakim T, Anthony Mafidon. I greet all of you now. God will bless you now. And I guess all of you are in America. God will bless all of you now. Go now take time, come out today, come join us. I thank you until I see you, until I come your way again. May God bless you now.
Backward never. OBASEKI na the man. We know. Forward ever. Backward never. Shaibu said na the man. We know. Edo must move forward. Move forward. Backward never. Yo. Yo. Comparative. Move forward, yo. Backward never, yo. Yo, 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 yo. Forward never, backward never. Obaseki na the man. We know. Forward never, backward never. Shahibu said na the man. We know. And no must move forward, yo. Move forward, yo. Backward never, yo. Yo, 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 yo.